A very good morning to all present. We welcome you to the day 2 of International Conference organized by MES Garware College of Commerce, MES Institute of Management and Career Courses, and MES Senior College. Let's start with the first session of today on the topic Diversity, Inclusion, Creativity, Leadership and Innovation. And the speaker for this session is Dr. Prashant Pansare sir. Prashant Pansare sir is a MEDC member. Sir is an innovator at heart and an entrepreneur by profession. With a passion for innovation and digital transformation, he bootstrapped his ventures Intellement in 2004 and Ruby Space in 2020. Sir's strengths are in identifying and investing in next generation technologies and fostering innovation culture. He holds many international patents on his name in artificial intelligence and in machine learning areas. Sir has been the driving force in growing Intellement since from its inception as a globally respected big data analytics company operating in Australia, Singapore, Europe, partnering with hundreds of Fortune companies. Sir is recognized as CEO of a fastest growing company by Deloitte and has been a part of Niti Aayog's various initiatives and think tank. He was also a part of Maharashtra's Chief Minister's Digital Transformation Council, NASSCOM's National Product Council, a mentor for Atal Mission 2020 program. A former chairman of the Indo-American Chambers, he was also invited on the Global Partner Analytics Advisory Council by SAP Labs USA. Sir has completed his DLit honorary in Data Science and AI from George Washington University, USA, and a triple MBA and a mechanical engineer by profession. Prashant sir is also pursuing PhD in Innovation, Incubation and Management. As an investor, advisor and mentor, he has helped several startups and researchers. He has served numerous positions at various chambers of commerce and industry associations and has made significant contributions and high socio-economic impact through CSR projects. We really welcome you, sir. On behalf of Maharashtra Education Society, I request the session chair and vice principal of MES Garware College of Commerce, Dr. Vinay Pawar sir, to felicitate and welcome Dr. Prashant Pansare sir. Thank you so much, sir. Now, without any further ado, I request Dr. Pansare sir to take over the session, and I request Dr. Pawar sir to please occupy the seat in the auditorium. Thank you.
Camera वगैरह.
Okay, good morning everyone. It's good to be here, especially the young, aspiring, enthusiast, future innovators, disruptors. What I intend to do in next about 15-20 minutes is share with you some reflections that why certain things are happening the way they are happening, and are we really seeing the challenges or we see opportunities in that. And there is a buzz about this innovation, disruption, technology, especially artificial intelligence, the chat GPT and the Gen AI and the co-pilots, and that actually creates a lot of confusion in our mind. So I intend to share with you, few anecdotes there, and this is a topic that is given, and a very interesting topic as such, because today we are thriving in the digital era, and digital does not discriminate, right? So if I have to set the context, India and Bharat, there are two countries existing, here, but that has been actually united by Digital India. And if you actually look at this, one of the recent study and forecast, by CII, we are close to about 1.45 billion dollar population. And if you actually look at the total broadband subscription is expected to be about 1.25 billion, and mobile users, if you actually see, is close to about 100 crore, 1 billion, right? And that has changed lots of things as far as India is concerned. And I'm sure if you actually look at the consumption patterns, the appetite and hunger of Indian citizens is actually growing. Now, what does this mean is when we look at some of these key statistics, and I'm going to share with you, some mind-blowing stats, especially during the lockdown, what happened and then what is likely to happen. That has actually created this new way of business, right? And we had, this digitally powered, asset-light, shared economy-based business models, and some of the examples that I have given here that will help you understand, right? A very simple example today, if you want to make a payment, you don't go to the bank, withdraw money and go to the merchant and do your transaction. What you do is simply go scan the QR code, make a payment in 2 taps, right? The customer experience at its best, and it has also created a good value for the merchants. Even if you're going to a garage or a barber, or you're going to a pani puri wala, he's not actually giving you the change. He continues his work, and the payment is already received. And then look at the innovation that there is already a speaker, 50 rupees prapta hue, gives a customer delight. Now look at the way India has connected some of these things. And the next big thing as far as India is concerned is, I'm sure all of you know what is India Stack, right? I do suggest that study on this one. The India Stack is a digital technology adopted by our government in the most smartest way. And one of the proof point here is that last month French government has decided to adopt the UPI. And UPI is actually going to countries, it is going international. Few years back, developed countries were laughing at us. Can India do this? It's such a complex country, populated, literacy levels are lower, corruption is so high. And look at what India has been able to achieve in 10 years is mind-blowing. And if you actually look at this, Aadhaar is your identity layer. If you look at, some of the infrastructure layer, and then on top of that, if you actually look at UPI, for example, is a payment layer, right? So there is an identity layer, there is an infrastructure layer, there is a payment layer, and there is a lot of things that is actually a possibility in digital era because of these things, and they're connected, right? If you have used this app called Digi Yatra, an amazing application, right? It does computer vision. You can self-service open your account, just put your mobile OTP number, it does your KYC using DigiLocker, and in about couple of minutes your international biometric identification is done. And when you're going at the airport, it is scanning your face, and then it lets you in, right? Look at the way this digital ecosystem is working, creating a new experience and ease. But what is more important is that you are being able to track the movements, right? I'm sure now all of you also use FASTag, right? When you are going and it is hassle-free paying a toll, and then you just scoot. What is next, which is coming up, is that they are also going to be removing the barricades, and there are new Wi-Fi based FASTags. So you just simply don't even reduce the speed. If you're moving at maybe 80 kilometers an hour, with that the FASTag is actually going to take away your toll from your account. But what was also other related things, right? They were almost 2.5% of the fraud number plates that were detected in first 6 months of FASTag implementation. So understand, digital not only not discriminate, but it brings in transparency and accountability also in the system at affordable and accessible way, and that is why it is very important in today's time. If you look at this particular graphic, the line chart, what it actually says is that in digital, particularly in the artificial intelligence, the patents and research that is happening in China is close to about 2.9 lakhs, international research and patents. If you look at the US numbers, is close to about 70,000. India, 983. You can imagine what a massive potential this field holds, and it is horizontal. Don't think that artificial intelligence is for software engineers. It is not. In fact, you can think about how using this digital weapon you can create some value proposition. And I'm going to share with you some examples. These are some of the statistics, especially in Indian context after lockdown. There is a surge in digitization. So it has resulted into work, workforce and workplace. All three are permanently changed. Work, there is a lot of automation, robotics, right? AR, VR that is coming up. Even in education, you have now new education policy that says that 40% of your education can be digital, right? Workplace have become digital and virtual, work from home, online meetings, right? And that results into workforce needs to also be upgraded with the new digital skills. And hence, when we look at the future of work, all these three dimensions have been changed permanently. That is actually giving a birth to a new type of business models, right? Say tire company is no longer selling a product, but they are selling you safety rotations per mile. If you are a compressor manufacturing company, they are not actually selling the compressor, but you are actually giving compressed air as a service. Understand, if you're thinking of your next innovation in agriculture, think about cultivation as a service with autonomous tractors. Uberization has actually shown you that you don't need to own and maintain the car, you can simply book a ride. So can you not, pick up an inspiration from there and offer cultivation as a service? Why a farmer has to own and maintain a tractor? Instead of that, you can actually lease, it on the service. Using drones, soil testing as a service. Very relevant, solutions for agriculture and rural India. And these are changing. But let me play a small video for you, and that will help you understand that disruptors or innovators, they don't have any caste, creed, religion, geography. They think unimaginably to create a new value. Here is a small video. I think there is no audio, but it's just the background music. Now what is the innovation is a happy fork. And what is this happy fork? Probably some electrical or electronics engineers have imagined putting a sensor into a fork. And when they do that, it also has a Bluetooth connectivity so that you can connect it to your mobile or a laptop. And because it is battery powered sensor based, it has vibration alerts. Washable. Now imagine this is what is disruption, right? What we are talking about is that every day we eat, most of us eat with hands, so, some type of food we also eat with the fork. But just imagine if you're putting a sensor into the fork, not only you are making it digitally powered, but this is likely to give a run for a business to dietitians and fitness consultants. Understand? And it's do it yourself, you're on your own. Imagine if you have to come here, for a morning talk and then I'm eating Maggie, so it is actually giving me a vibration alert. Prashant, you're not supposed to, eat Maggie. You're probably a pre-diabetic and then, you have a little hypertension, so you're not supposed to have this. And I ignore that and I keep eating. It will probably give me another message that at least eat it slow because it is, it has all the sensors that are tracking the movement. Even if I still don't follow, probably it will shoot an SMS to my wife and say, this guy is useless, he's not even listening to me. Now understand, when you're thinking about artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, when you're thinking about, these kind of technological disruptions, Not necessarily that you have to work in a fortune company and with a heavy weight of technology. Take one simple small problem and how can you solve it? And there are a number of, there are CCTV cameras in the auditorium. Can you just simply, have that video footage that has been acquired, and then you are actually doing surveillance analytics that how much audience footfall is here and what should be the temperature of the air conditioning. And by gesture recognition, somebody is saying hoo-ha, and then you know that, okay, probably the AC temperature needs to be adjusted because people are feeling little suffocated. Understand? And if you can solve these kind of small problems, it has $1 billion business globally. Right? And these kind of innovations are not done by the G's and Honeywells, they're actually done by people like us. Right? So there is a lot of things that are happening in this space, and that's why, another example that I'll give you, that when we talk about AI, it's data, AI and value. But it actually goes way beyond that. The AI underneath is like a tip of iceberg. Right? You do a data science there. But what is more important is that how you're being able to really leverage on this. And I was talking to your professor, AI is not only for software engineers. Trust me, I would say that it's now not even for engineers. Citizen data scientists and anybody from any stream can actually get onto this kind of a technology and disrupt. But let me share with you, when we are talking about this, we have seen UPI, right? UPI is the beginning of digital India. What is likely to be much bigger and impactful than the UPI is e-health initiative of Government of India. And you can take it in writing from me. I don't mind signing that paper today. Watch this space for next 2 years. Government of India is launching e-health platform, Ayush Ministry. And this is likely to create bigger impact than what UPI has done. UPI, by the way, we are setting and breaking our own world records every month, every week, every day with kind of payments that we are doing. Right? What is e-health? This is actually, there are small portable check rooms. When you go to the hospital, there are small pathological rooms where, the doctor is checking you. And there are a number of devices and apparatus that they use. If you actually see that these two bags actually look like a cabin bag and a check-in bag, there are 28 type of different devices. Several IITs are actually converting them into the Make in India to Made in India. For instance, during the lockdown time, we were importing oximeters and assembling them here. That is Make in India, because some of the components were not made in India. Now what is happening, for example, you can actually see a BP monitoring machine, right? I have seen these gadgets myself, and we are actually part of some of these initiatives. The small mouse looking device, you just put it on a chest, and is actually not only measuring your heartbeat, but using the Bluetooth, it is actually transmitting it to your device, and from there it is going to the health IoT platform, and a central government owned IoT platform. You change the setting of that device, put it on a tummy of a pregnant woman, and then it is also measuring the heartbeat of the infant and seeing that the weather synchronization is normal, right? Now, if you actually see, there is also a device that actually looks like a toothbrush. It's an oncological survey device. It has a tiny camera, and it actually, checks your mouth ulcers and things like that. Now, let me give you the statistics. Around 30 devices does more than 150 tests. If you go to the private hospital, they'll cost you anywhere between 2 to 3 lakhs. If you go to the government hospital, it will cost you around 50,000, right? Government is thinking about this. Less than 10,000, less than 5,000. All these tests, medically profiling every citizen. The target is expected to be next 2 to 3 years, 100 crore people being profiled. And like UPI is free for you. It is unheard, nowhere in the world this happens. Right? It is a government owned platform, and it is free for the citizens. It is also free for the merchants, and everybody is trading on that. And government is actually capturing the data. E-health IoT platform, imagine that if I have 100 crore citizens data, which is actually, there's a computer or robot that is standing there, it does right from the retina scan to my foot vein analysis and everything. If I get 17% of the Indians are visually impaired, 140 crore population, if you actually look at it in that context, I get at least roughly 25 to 30 sample data size of visually impaired retina scan data for training my machine learning models. On an average, say 34% of Indians are diabetic, which means at least 50 to 60 crore of a population of a data that I get for training my pathological machine learning models. Can you imagine what a level of accuracy these models can do? But imagine That this kind of a data that can be generated, owned, stored, and retrieved and shared by the government with pharma, drug discovery companies, hospitals, healthcare services, right, food supplements. The agriculture, healthcare is said to be much bigger in quantum compared to, what we've seen in UPI, payment and UID, right? And that is the reason why most of the companies, why they are rallying in India, why our GDP is growing at pace, because digitalization, we have actually taken it ahead. Even in America, if you need a COVID certificate, you have to physically go there, apply and carry a printout. In India, if you have not been able to find your vaccination certificate, just send an SMS, get an OTP and get your digital, vaccine card, right? And then this is a world proven phenomena, right? China gave a virus, we gave a vaccine, right? And India is actually taking that leadership ahead. In the interest of time, I'll skip some of these slides. This is a video analytics I actually wanted to share with you. But probably just on a parting note, let me share with you that why I claim that digital is not dangerous, but digital is actually digital fun, right? And very much in India, Maharashtra, Pune, we have developed a software for data science and artificial intelligence. And what we have done is that when you do data science, you need data connectivity, you need data integration or data wrangling tools. You need forecasting studio, text mining studio, you need machine learning studio, you need deep learning or computer vision studio, data visualization and presentation studio, you need data exploration tools. What we have done at Rubyscape is that all these softwares, we put it in one single software. It's as simple as, probably 20 years back, if you're a BlackBerry mobile phone user, BBM and enterprise BBM mail, you need to carry a different handset. Today you have one single handset and there are a host of applications on your one single handset. We have actually done that disruption very much in Pune with data science software. You don't need 5-6 different types of software. One software intelligently can help you in doing AI and machine learning. And we started this company under Digital India Startup Innovation Program. Last 3 years, some of the national, international awards. We also work with defense, we work with public sector, we work with few of the IITs. We also work with some enterprise customers and the partner ecosystem. The reason I'm sharing this is that we also have a program for academia, and we have student innovators, and we have certain, the data enthusiast to data scientist is the journey that we talk about. And these data scientists are expected to be citizen data scientists. You are expected to be the consumers of AI and not just the coders, right? And that is the reason why I thought that if you really want to lead a happy life, think of something on the lines of Happy Fork, right? Not necessarily that you have to be an electronics engineer to understand that how the integrated circuits work. Not necessarily you have to work in a steel industry making the forks. Not necessarily you have to work in a hotel industry. But while you are actually eating, just imagine that, oh, if I put some sensors in this fork, can it make sense? And the next idea can hit you. Thank you very much for your patient listening. I'm already running out of time. There are a few more slides, but probably on a sign-off note, let me just bring this slide. And one of my favorite philosophy in life, I call this as a BVM model, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh philosophy, right? Most often we think that, oh, I want to be Brahma, I want to be an ideator and creator of something. And then Brahma is a god of creation, Vishnu is life of implementation, and Mahesh is life of destruction, right? What do you think as a CEO or a founder of the company, what's my role? Nor Brahma, nor Vishnu. My biggest value addition to my business or a company is being Mahesh. If you do not destroy, you cannot recreate. The god of upgrade, right? So, on a sign-off note, understand the Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, right? Why we go to school? We don't go to school for knowledge. Knowledge you can get externally also. You go to the school to understand and master the education system, that 1st to 10th, every year there is going to be a new classroom, new topic, new teacher. And that pushes you out of your comfort zone, right? So the Mahesh comes after your final exam is done, and then it says, wow, congratulations, you have passed, move to the next class, right? Understand, but when we go to our offices, we become lazy, lame ducks. We operate only within the comfort zone. So it is hence very important that you need to have Mahesh in you always alive, pushing yourself out of that comfort zone so that you're creating something new. Be original and create value. Don't just think of how you can make some quick bucks. Understand? You need money to survive, you need money for your good life, but don't make money everything. If you are actually being able to create a value, societal value, create an impact, you will be remembered, admired and respected more. And work for values, not just profits. So with these thoughts to your wisdom, I wish you a fantastic future and a successful life and career ahead. Thank you. I don't mind taking any couple of questions if I'm not too late for next speaker slot. Alright, thank you very much and good day.
Thank you so much, sir. I would like to request Dr. Pawar, sir, to give the closing remarks on the session.
A very good morning to one and all. Thank you, Pansare sir, for such a wonderful session. Yeah, we all of you know that mobile use right now, rapidly it is increases, and that use of mobile will lead to increase in digital payment system, as well as digital payment system helpful to increase overall transaction within the country, and this transaction will helpful to increase overall economic activity, and ultimately national as well as per capita income of our country will increases with the help of this digital system. Recently, G20 delegates visit India and they appreciate the efforts of India about the digital payment as well as UPI system. As well as right now the data is published. First time in India, more than 8 crore people are filed their ITR return. As well as monthly GST collection of India, it is increases more than 100 crore, and I think this is possible because of a digital payment system. So definitely sir, the digital technology helpful in different aspects of human life, and definitely this will helpful to increase overall development of our country. Thank you so much sir for such a wonderful session. Thank you.
As we are concluding the first session, I would like to thank Dr. Pansare sir for joining us today, and I would also like to thank Dr. Pawar sir for being a session chair. Thank you so much. We will be starting the next session in a few minutes. We are starting with the next session. I would like to request our speaker, Dr. Kalindi ma'am and Dr. Pawar sir, to please join on the dais. Welcome to the technical session 2 on the topic Cultivating an Innovative Workforce and Building Collaborative Innovation Networks by Dr. Kalindi Kale ma'am. Dr. Kalindi Kale ma'am is a head of Pune region MEDC Education Skill and Development and Training Committee. Ma'am has completed her PhD in Organization Development and Diploma in Training and Development, Masters in Marketing Management, MBA in Marketing, MA in Indology and Diploma in Archaeology. Dr. Kalindi ma'am brings to the table an experience of 30 plus years. Couple of dozens of organizations have availed her services as an assessor in offline as well as blended assessment centers. As a coach with 250 hours of ICF coach training, she has about 1500 coaching hours of individuals, groups and organizations in a wide spectrum of manufacturing and service industry. She focuses on reaching the depth of issues to build sustainable change in the outlook of individual and corporate clients. She coaches and mentors the organizations to custom design strategies and tactical plans to accomplish their vision and goals. She uses tools and techniques like unique ARCS model, that is a product of her doctoral studies, need assessment, focus group discussions, 360-degree feedback, evolving IDPs, training sessions, action learning project, and robust sustainable processes. We welcome you, ma'am. I would like to request Dr. Pawar sir, who is a session chair and vice principal of MES Garware College of Commerce, to welcome ma'am. I would like to request Dr. Kalindi ma'am to take over the session and Pawar sir to please take a seat in the auditorium. Thank you.
Very good morning to you all. Quick question. How many of you are already still working or you're looking for jobs? How many students? Almost all of them. Okay. So, now what I'm going to tell you is what you should be doing once you join the jobs. Right? What is it that you can expect in the corporate? What happens in the corporate? And what is it that those silos, how you can break? Right? I'm going to change the tonality of my session altogether. So far, whatever you have heard since yesterday must be more about the technology disruptions. Am I right? IT, mechanical, automotive, what innovations are happening. Am I right? Right or wrong? Say something. Yes. Yes. Okay. Now we'll be talking about people. You know, what happens in the company, what is the reality. So that is what we'll be talking about. Topic of conversation has got two parts in it, right? One is innovative workforce. Now you are going to become a part of the workforce, right? And building collaborative networks. You will have to build those collaborative networks. The context of my presentation will slightly change now. I'll be telling you about what happens in the companies. Yeah? What is it that you can expect as reality? And what is it that you need to do in order to make your mark? Right? Is that okay? Yes. Will that be more useful? Yes. Alright. So, the word that came to my mind when we spoke about innovation was impulse. Right? Innovation sounds more like impulse, right? You get a brainwave, you get a gut feeling, and then suddenly some idea comes to you. But innovation is not impulse. Impulse doesn't come out of blue. Impulse comes out of a lot of elements. If you see the spelling of impulse, I realized that itself was an acronym. Yeah? Acronym that supports innovation. Whether it is an organization, whether it is in your mind, it supports innovation. I stands for inspiration. Now tell me something, does inspiration happen just like that? Heavy? No. Inspiration doesn't happen just like that. Tell me something, do you know any poets who keep on writing? All those poets who keep on writing poetry also read a lot of poetry. Do you know that? Yeah? That means what they are doing. In simple, they are being very observant and they are gathering knowledge. They are gathering information. We talked about machine learning just now, right? How does the machine learn? Eventually machine will become intelligent. Eventually it will pop out replies like you will feel amazed. But first they have to learn. They have to learn data, information. And if it is true about machines, we are the ones who build the machines. So the same is true about us. Information is the mother of inspiration. The more you read, the more you expose yourself, the more you become observant. Pansare sir gave an example that, okay, this AC, what is the number of people in the auditorium, and then there is a sensor and all that. But to strike that, instead of blindly walking into auditorium, you have to be there and see, oh, how many people are around? Okay, these many people. Is this becoming cold? If there are less people, is it colder? If there are more people, is it hotter? That requires observation, that requires mindfulness, that requires alertness to the surroundings around you. And trust me, how many of you have seen Karthik versus Karthik? Yeah, you've seen? There is something which is called as subconscious mind. Our mind is capturing data even without our knowing it. If you all have not seen, go and see that movie. You'll know what I mean. There is a subconscious level. You have to become more mindful of your surroundings, of people around you, of what they do, how they behave, and not mindlessly walk into situations and walk out of it. Observation. Improve your observation skills. How do you improve your observation skills? There is a very simple technique. Narrate your stories to one another. Start writing a journal. If you have experienced something new, you've gone for a vacation, you've gone for a picnic, come back, talk about it vividly to your people. Because you want to relay your story, you will be mindful about seeing things. Observation, very important. Cross-functional knowledge. You all will join one position, one department. But how does this entire value chain work? You are MBA students, right? You've been taught value chain. What is the value chain of the company? From where does the order come and how does the money happen? If you are in the know of that entire value chain and then the broad nitty-gritties of all the functions which are there in the company, that is when you will become aware of who you are and what work do you do in this organization. That mindfulness is required. Holistic approach will not come unless you know. See, theoretically, knowing these are the various departments of the company, there is one HR, there is one information technology. Theoretically, we all know that, right? Those compartments have been formed. But what is the detailing of that department? You need to be mindful of that. What role do you play? What are you the cause of? What are you the consequence of? That is something you need to be mindful about. Again, talk to your colleagues. Learn from them. It is not necessary that everybody has to learn by their own mistakes or their own achievements. Unfortunately, our education system has made us individual leaders and individual achievers. I hope you are doing a lot of group projects. I hope you are working with one another and trying to be a team and achieving as a team, because that is what is more important. That is what will make your minds open to learn from achievements and mistakes of other people. But talk to them about it. Get them to talk to you. Let your seniors talk to you and share their experiences. That is fast forwarding your learning. So communicate, co-learn, understand the external dynamics. In all the PPM and marketing, you are taught there is an external environment, there is an internal environment. But what is the external factors? I don't know how many of you read newspaper or Economic Times or something like that. What are the market dynamics? What are the legal dynamics? PESTLE analysis, you've learned. How is it impacting me, my role, my company, my industry? That awareness has to be there. So, inspiration, gather all the, and then you will see. Suddenly one fine day, some idea will come to you, some thought will come to you of how to do these things better. From whatever you have, how you can do this in a different way. What is innovation? Innovation is something which you already have, you use it in a different way, right? In a better way. You enhance. Impulse, M, motivation. Right? So if inspiration is starter, chavi, you need fuel also, right? You need petrol. What is the petrol? So that there is more mileage. That is the motivation. And trust me, initial communication by the company may be very abrupt. They may not follow through. But if it is something that makes sense, if it is something which will make you innovative, right? You have to keep reminding yourself about it. It is likely that your company doesn't keep talking about it. But you need to talk yourself about it. Because you want to be a part of progress, right? One thing you have to be very good at is being able to represent what you're doing. Because unless you're able to represent yourself, what you've done, what your thought process is, you will not get the acknowledgement. Yeah? Learn to celebrate. It may happen that people in the company are too busy. They may not participate in your celebration, but you can have your small celebration. You do something nice, you do something innovative, you do something more efficiently, you achieve something different. Celebrate, enjoy, celebrate yourself, go buy an ice cream for all you know. Or maybe, your friends. Celebration is important, rewarding yourself is important. If you land in a very good company with very good policies and processes for innovation, the company will be there to celebrate and reward you. But don't let that hold you back. Yeah? I know I'm sounding very advising, right? But I see most of the population is students, so I guess with a little bit of grey hair, I get that, what do you say? Adhikar. Huh? Okay. Impulse, the third one is P, purpose. We saw purpose, money is not everything and all that. But a sense of purpose will come if, and okay, let me just ask you, how many of you really know what you want to do in life? Okay, one hand, two hands, three hands. Yeah? Your life is sorted, chalked out, where you want to land, what happens when you're 30, what happens when you're 35, and what happens when you're 40, sorted. How are you going to retire? What do you want to be known as? Are you going to be in a job or you are going to be job provider? Which industry do you want to work with? And it's okay. At this stage it is okay. But you need to find a sense of purpose. Because purpose will give direction to your innovative mind. I would suggest that you go and also see Innovation Foundation. I think it's Dr. Mashilkar Foundation. Anjani Mashilkar Foundation. They give awards for innovation. How many of you are technocrats over here? Okay. Non-technocrats, most of you? Okay. You have talked, listened about innovation and technology. But that is not the only area of innovation. Innovation can happen in literally everything. The policies, the processes, the way sale happens. Yeah? How can you do it in a more meaningful way? How can you do it in a different way? How can you do it in a more easy way? How can you do it in a way where you are adding value, not just to you, but to the person you are reaching out to. If you are in human resource, then the internal customer. If you are in marketing, then external customer. If you are doing supply chain, then to your suppliers. How are you becoming a partner in their progress? If that is the kind of mindset you start nurturing, you will find a purpose. Accomplishment of purpose rather than person is more motivating because then karwa banta jata hai. You've got people with you. It's not lonely. Purpose gives you an intent and it brings people together. Yeah? Impulse, U, urgency. I saw only a couple of hands going up when they said that, okay, they're sorted out. They kind of know what they want to do in life. How many of you are thinking about it? Okay, thinking about it but not reached. How many of you have, it has not occurred to them at all? Sochna padega, karna padega. I don't know, now I'm doing my MBA. Let's see what happens after I'm finished with my MBA. There has to be a sense of urgency. There are younger people who are being very innovative, being very productive. I'll give you an example of just yesterday. I was with I can even take the name. His name is Ashish Zada. He's an engineer, right? And after just 2 or 3 years of working, he decided he doesn't want to be on the shop floor at all. And he started, he purchased a car and he started driving Ola. Then he knew that he was not meant to be a driver either. But that was his first step. Today, he's got a customer base of 1,200 customers. He's got in his kitty, in his mobile phone, some 500-600 drivers of all the cars of every size, from a hunchback to a traveler, and he's providing transport solutions. He did that very early. He's all of 25. 25, 26, yeah. So that sense of urgency has to be there. Sense of urgency determines a starting point and an end point. Without that, everything is very fluid. Nothing resonates with anything. And then you may do it, you may not do it, you may have it, you may not have it. Yeah? What is your urgency? You need to state it, define it, write it down. You also need to demonstrate. You need to have an action plan. You have to work on it. You have to mandate what is the demand from you, what is the demand from other people, what are your expectations, whose support you are going to need. Yeah? And then you have to monitor yourself. You are an innovator. You want to do something differently. Who's going to monitor you? You have to monitor yourself. I'm going to go back. Once again, back to I. And I'll tell you in reality what happens in companies. Inspiration, nobody pushes you for observation once you join the job. You are siloed. They give you very rigid KRAs and KPIs. And they monitor you on your outputs, not on your inputs. Yeah? You're left with no time for observation. You're so much with your targets that the cross-functional knowledge you'll have to really dig out for time. I'm telling you the realities of industry. Okay? Communication and co-learning, there are a few companies who are very robust about this. You may land in one such company and then you may not. Yeah? You will have to create those opportunities of co-learning. Understanding external dynamics, nobody is going to expose you to that. This is self-learning. Your days of sitting in the classroom and learning are over, right? Motivation, sometimes initial communication will get filtered at your level. Management may not keep talking about it. Even if they do, they will only push. You'll have to find, instead of getting frustrated, you'll have to find an inspiration in that. Sometimes if you get good bosses, they will acknowledge what you're doing. I've known of people who are in some obscure plant location, they are doing some innovation, it goes completely unnoticed. Yeah? And then people go in a shell and they stop innovating. Patya takana. Marathi, how many people understand this nomenclature? Huh? What they do is punch in, punch out. Right? Sometimes celebrations don't happen. Because company, it's not like they mean bad. They are oblivious. Rewards, they may come your way sometimes. Sense of purpose you have to find. Right? Urgency is something which your bosses will feel, but they may not communicate it to you. A lot of times the task is given to you, but the boss doesn't tell why it is important, how urgent it is, how important it is, what is your role in that, how your role is going to help to achieve the larger goal. That kind of communication doesn't happen. If you're, okay, you have to demand from the boss, that's for sure. So far, teachers come to the class, they give you inputs. So far, your parents have been giving inputs. Once you go to corporate, you'll have to demand. If you don't know something, you'll have to ask. The more questions you ask, you'll have to become the child again. The child who asks so many questions. Because the more questions you ask, the more clarity you'll get. But if you don't ask questions, believe me, people are not going to come and tell you ready-made, spoon feeding. Leadership is expected to give vision, mission, objective. There are organizations, good organizations who are also, when I'm saying absorb failure, you remember when Chandrayaan failed? You remember that video, first time? Or you remember when this World Cup was there and the last match, we won all but last match we lost? Good leaders absorb failures. If you do 10 things good and one thing goes but, just check if your company is willing to absorb that failure, because that encourages to innovate. Yeah? Good companies give credit to what you've done. And the person in blue shirt and maroon tie is sleeping. Go wash your face. It's very rude to sleep when someone is speaking. That's okay. That's okay. That's fine. Then don't be there, right? Yeah, I can understand that you're tired. But you're right in front of my range of vision, what to do? At least sit in a corner. Okay. Okay. Soon as you join the organization, know the organization structure, understand whether it is rigid or it is flexible. Yeah. What are the policies and processes? Are they flexible? Do they accommodate? I'll tell you, I was just sharing with Sheetal madam that in one of the companies, supply chain, I think I was sharing with her, supply chain management, they are innovating about some indigenization of some products, right? And there are so many indigenous suppliers available. They keep on giving samples to the company, and the samples get rejected because of the internal quality norms. Also, the company's onboarding of new suppliers is such a long drawn process that onboarding a supplier takes about 3 to 4 months. So poor people, they have to figure out in the given pool of vendors who are those people who can be given some pump up. They are not being able to indigenize and therefore reap a lot of profit. They are losing every month, every sale they make. So whether the policies and the processes of the company, are they flexible enough or not? Because that is going to provide the culture, right? And then educate yourself. Futuristic learning, very important. Cross-functional training, very important. Exposure to needs of tomorrow. Latent needs, the air condition example which he gave, or how we innovated with the GPay, right? That urgency got created because of demonetization. Urgency got created because of COVID. And because of that, we pushed. But then there was somebody, then an idea was there, a product was there in place. So exposed to the needs of tomorrow, you should be able to understand the latent needs. Your sensitivity and sensibility also has to be in place for that. enlarge your pool of information. See, it's not necessary that you need to be in the same career forever. To be very honest, this is my third career. I've got an experience of 34 years. In 34 years, this is now I've started my third career. It's okay to change course. If you feel that I can do better in some different field, it's okay. It's not like if you're a marketing lead, then you have to do marketing forever in your life. I started with marketing. If you heard what they said, I'm a master's in marketing management and MBA marketing, but I transformed to training and development. I changed to HR. I changed to strategy. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay because every wisdom helps you. Innovate yourself before you get to innovate something else. Do the cross-learning even for you. I used my marketing. My PhD is in internal marketing as an antecedent to customer delight, and I'm using Kothrud in HR and in strategy. Why not? Right? Your previous experience will help you in the future experience. Enlarge your pool of knowledge and develop your soft skills. Some of the soft skills for innovation you need to have is business acumen, critical thinking, analytical ability. Very important. The CET exams that you gave for your entrance exam. Be adept to it. Ensure that new things are going and staying inside and that you are able to recall them at the right time. Yeah? On that note, I conclude. I think I preached a lot, but what to do? I'm getting old and I'm on the verge where I say, no, ab tumhare hawale watan sathi ho. So, therefore, the words of wisdom to you all, that you will take this nation forward. Wish you all the best, guys.
Thank you very much, ma'am. I would like to thank you on behalf of Maharashtra Education Society for joining us over and guiding us. Thank you so much, ma'am. We will be moving to the next session, so I request Mr. Advait Kulkarni to please join us over the dais. I would also like to call upon Dr. Tanuja Devi ma'am to join us over the dais as a session chair. This session is on the topic Strategies for Creating an Innovation Ecosystem, and it will be conducted by Mr. Advait Kulkarni, who is a MEDC member, has specialization in remote sensing, automation, geoint, SAR, geospatial and grassroot. Sir is also having mastery in marketing management, coaching and in MATLAB. Sir has completed his bachelor's degree in aerospace avionics from Queensland University of Technology. Sir has completed his diploma in space science from International Space University and has completed his master's in satellite communication from Bihang University. Sir is a founder of Vasundhara Geotechnologies Private Limited and has a vast experience in entrepreneurship and space technologies. We welcome you, sir. And on behalf of Maharashtra Education Society, I would like to request Dr. Tanuja Devi ma'am to welcome Mr. Advait Kulkarni, sir. With that, I would like to request Mr. Advait Kulkarni sir to please take over the session and Devi ma'am to please sit in the auditorium.
Still time to say good morning, so good morning all of you. Advait Kulkarni, and I also have my co-founder Aditya Tekka in the audience. So we run a startup, right? We run a few startups. And let's talk about, let's imagine ourselves as founders. All of you are founders. I'm looking at a lot of competition in the coming days. So let us imagine that all of us are founders of our own organization and we have our own small, big, large, whatever you have. Setups, and we are trying to innovate. So we've been talking, I'm sure you guys have been listening to a lot of examples of what different innovations are, but few examples that I love when I think about innovation, as ma'am rightly said, ki innovation is a journey. It's not a piff of mind, it's a very long journey. I think that journey also starts with your core education itself. The well you have been educated and the well you have trained yourself, it's also a very, very important part of how good impulses, like you said, ma'am, the better you are trained, the better impulses you are going to get in your entire journey. So a very fond example of mine when I think about innovation is the Galati kebab. I'm sure everybody has heard of the Galati kebab. Let's talk about food a little. Yeah, Galati, Lucknowi Galati kebab, everybody has heard. Yeah, okay. So the Galati kebab actually draws its name from Galawat or Galauti kebab. That's the word. It has become Galauti kebab over the years. Galawat is just to disintegrate, right? The Nawab of Awadh, lover of meat, grew advanced in age and came a time when he was not able to consume meat because he was not able to chew the meat. Plain and simple. So he invited his Khansama and instructed him कि Khansama कुछ ऐसे बनाइए जो गल जाए, जो मुंह में रख के गल जाए. But kebab ho, मुंह में रख के गल जाए. There are two aspects that I want to point out over here. The Khansama was so well trained in his art that he had the ability to transform meat into such a consistency that it would literally disintegrate the moment you put in your mouth and had a burst of flavor. So A, he was extremely well trained, the chef, the Khansama, and B, a very small change in the process has now given the entire world a dish that everybody loves. Very good example of innovation. Another example of innovation, if you really look deep into history, is Lalitaditya Muktapida, who's the monarch of the Karkotak dynasty, ruled from 724, if I'm not wrong, 724 to 760 BCE. So 700 years before the birth of Christ. Lalitaditya Muktapida is sitting on the throne of the Karkotak dynasty near Srinagar, and he's ruling an empire from Iran to the Thang dynasty boundaries in the east, and in the south his empire extends as deep as Bhopal and Ujjain. So if you can imagine, can everybody imagine the size from Iran to Thang dynasty to Bhopal? This is the Karkotak dynasty, the kingdom under Lalitaditya Muktapida. So why I'm stressing on his name is in his time the Indian rulers or the subcontinent rulers had the norm of using a lot of elephants in the army unit, right, or the battle units. In the battle unit, this guy comes up with an idea. He says, nothing doing, I need more speed instead of power. And what he starts doing is he starts a barter engagement with his allies where he gives out one elephant for almost 500 horses. His allies, his enemies, they are thinking, why is this guy gone wrong? What is he doing? He's reducing his might by giving out his essentially his tanks at the day. He's giving out his tanks for something which is more nimble. What he's effectively achieving is he's achieving more speed, and that speed now is his strength. And because he has a lot more cavalry than a lot more slow moving tanks, he has the ability of reaching anywhere, anytime with the speed of lightning, apparently, from what the chroniclers write. But of course, speed is now a variable that he measures his strength against. And that is how he's controlling such a large empire, which is almost like 30 years he's on a constant battle movement. Again, a very small change, a very small shift in thought process, a very small shift from the normal is giving rise to a completely different way of operating your organization. What he has effectively done, he has replaced the strong fort-like giant animals or tanks, according to what they describe their battle units, to a more nimble, fast-moving, slashing and killing units which are now more effective. Why I'm stressing on these two extremely different examples is that the change that they did in their own processes was very small but caused a tectonic shift. Although I am coming with a background of space and satellites, and we have a lot of presentations to show, a lot of portals to show many number of times. Even Sheetal ma'am just said ki yaar, you should have showed what you do. I think I'll take this opportunity on talking more about how me and Aditya effectively are sort of moving in multiple different directions with the same small team, and taking a lot of different steps for bringing out something more impactful. And this, believe me, is coming from learnings from a lot of experiences. Few strategies that we incorporate in our organization, and something that needs to be well stressed upon when you are building your own organization, are three main aspects when you talk about fostering innovation as a culture. So innovation has to become a part of your organizational culture and not just one checkpoint in the list of to-dos and just theek hai, aaj ka innovation kar liya types check. It has to become a part of your core culture. It has to become a part of your core thought process of your organization. And what do you do for creating this ecosystem, for creating this culture? Effectively, something that we have implemented is constantly keep a review and constantly keep taking feedbacks from your entire value chain. Now, what I understand is all of you are business management students, not a lot of technical people, so it will make more sense because I am out of my comfort zone right now. I am a technical person speaking to business managers, so I am out of my comfort zone. But from a standpoint of a founder, what we normally keep doing is we invest a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of money into getting the feedback from our entire value system. And when I say the value system, I don't just mean with our customers. Of course, customers become a very big part of our value chain, but your own team, your suppliers, your mentors, your board of executives, maybe your investors if you are bringing investors on board. All these people who think in one direction for your organization or even think differently about your organization need to be brought on board constantly, so that what effectively they are giving you are points that you need to work on to make improvements constantly. So reviews of everything that you are doing. That includes policy, delivery, production, QA, QCs, compliances, finances, everything, and each and every small, even how good chai is served in my office. Is that good? Do I need to change the chai wala? Maybe the next chai wala will give me some snacks and that will improve the morale of my team in the break. I don't know. A lot of different points. So review. The second and most important, I won't say the most important, but a very important aspect to creating innovation as a culture is, as a leadership, when I started, I said, let us assume you are all founders of your own organizations. As leadership, you have to give your team the freedom and the space to make mistakes. While you're giving your team the freedom to make mistakes, you also have to be sure that the mistakes that they make are absorbed by you as the leader, and that the pressure of the mistake is not put on your team. Now, when I say this, I don't mean that you leave your team to make blunders that are out of your control. I mean, don't let them write hate speeches to your customers. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about taking risks. I'm talking about thinking out of the box. And when you're building up an organization or when you're doing certain things, internships, you'll come across internships and apprenticeships as a very important aspect of building organizations. During the internship time, let them make mistakes. When you go out as an intern, make sure, now coming to the employee side of things, when you go out as an intern, make sure that you find organizations, you talk to organizations who have this kind of flexibility where you will get the environment to make mistakes. These mistakes will help the organization learn, these mistakes will help you as an individual learn, and these mistakes is effectively what will bring the next change, and these mistakes is what effectively will keep this constant process of thinking and constant process of thinking out of the box into play, out of which over the years there will be one idea that clicks that will shift the entire paradigm of your organization, or maybe even shift the paradigm of your entire ecosystem and your value chain. The third strategy effectively is the most important strategy. As I started my deliverance, I said that the better you have trained, the better impulses you will get. But that process of training and that process of learning, if that stops at any point, is going to hamper your thinking process, your thought process. So we had this opportunity of meeting one gentleman a couple of days ago, me and Aditya. It was really flabbergasting experience where that person, that individual was with a company for some time, for a significant amount of time out of his career, and now when he's trying to jump ships, he is thinking, I have no other skill to put. There is nowhere I can go, and probably this is the end of line. But at that point, this gentleman decides that I need different skills, and he is sitting with youngsters like you. After 20 or 25 years of experience in this trade, he's sitting thigh to thigh with youngsters like you to get new skills. So the bottom line is constant upskilling in your organization, constant opportunity of upskilling, constant opportunity of development, and constant opportunity of cross-domain implementation of your ideas is something, I mean, you must have learned about this quite a number of times, but from an experience standpoint, from what little experience we have in building few organizations now, and believe me, those organizations have gone to some scale. With that experience, I'll tell you that these pointers are not just for the textbooks to tell you, but it is very important and a very difficult journey to follow. So I think, all of you are very well aware of what innovation is. It's just a small shift. But with that, what I tried to encompass within my 20 minutes, I have completed 15. I generally try to encompass the three main course of action or the strategies that have been time tested by a lot of different organizations and have been also tested out of experience in our organization as well. So it's quite an interesting group of people that is sitting over here, and quite an interesting topic of conversation. Three strategies that I wanted to discuss and three strategies that I have. So I'll open it for questions if there are, and that should be about it. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Thank you so much, sir. I would like to thank you once again on behalf of Maharashtra Education Society for joining us and giving your valuable time and insights over innovation and ecosystem. Thank you so much. Now to start with the next session, I would like to hand over the mic to Dr. Surekha Vaidya ma'am.
Good morning everyone. On behalf of Maharashtra Education Society, I, Dr. Surekha Vaidya, welcome you all to the next technical session on Innovation in Joint Ventures by Dr. Joerg Cremer. I request Shri Ram Deshpande sir to please give introduction of today's esteemed speaker.
Thank you, madam. Good morning, all. Dr. Cremer, now you will sound it very familiar, has done BBA from the University of Cologne, Germany, and also did his PhD from Cologne University and HEC Paris. His research topic was motivation of projects. While I was part of a team here who did due diligence on either side, in Germany as well as in India. Dr. Cremer was supporting us, and he's a finance person, hardcore controlling person, but who understands how engineers can be taught finance, or the language of finance which is understood by engineers. So he was very friendly. He is basically into academics as well as a consultant, management consultant in controlling. So Dr. Cremer, a warm welcome to you. It's wonderful to have you after quite a long time. So over to Dr. Cremer. We can just check again.
Give me 1 second.
Yes, now that's fine.
Try to do it this way. Can you hear me better now?
Yes, it's very good. Please go ahead.
Okay. Ram, thank you very much for the kind introduction. It was also a pleasure for me to work with you while I was in Pune between 2010 and 2012. Glad to be back here to the Indian setting, and I would like to introduce an innovation project which I had during my later stint at South Korean joint venture company, where I had the role of officer for controlling and business planning and strategic planning. Let's start sharing my screen. Which I think I don't have to write yet.
You can try, already the rights are given to you. Could you try it again?
Okay. Can you see?
Not at the moment. Something happening. You can now just... Not yet. Can you see again now? So you have been made host now.
Yeah, okay. Now recording. Reports, notes, more. I haven't worked with Zoom for quite a while, and recently I've only been working with Teams. Maybe you can help me find the caption where I have...
Yeah, can you help him? He's not able to find the share screen. It is on the bottom side, 5th. You would see screen share. Share screen. Yeah.
I see it now. And, okay.
Yeah, here it comes. Please go ahead.
Okay, I start moving to full screen. Okay, now I'm in the right section. So I'm talking about innovation in joint venture, which has quite a peculiar stance to it. The joint venture I was in a very typical situation. You have one partner that has the technology and the other partner has the market. So one partner has a desired technology that is useful in an industry, and the other partner has all desired local marketing know-how and business relationships for that industry. The one partner is not having access to certain customer groups, especially in country markets they are not in or not so much in. And the other partner has exactly this. They have the desired, they have the market relationship, but they don't have the desired technology that is useful in that industry. It's a typical situation. This could happen between Germany and India. It could happen between America and some African company. Very typical situation. And the Korean automotive market, so I was part of the automotive industry, is a very closed business. Most of the big companies, chaebols, they are very much interlinked with each other, and they are relatives to each other, and they rather do business with their relatives, and the business into Hyundai and Daewoo is very closed, and it's difficult for outsiders to get into this kind of business relationship, and it's a lot based on personal acquaintances and even physical relationship. So that's why the one partner was not able to get into the Korean markets, and the other partner, they had a hard part business, and they were lacking electronic know-how. And that's why these two companies decided, okay, we are a perfect match. We both have one important asset to this business that I have and you don't, and you have the other that I need to be able to be in that market. So the company has decided, let's marry and start a joint venture. And the purpose of this joint venture was to build electronic components. So the German partner had electronic manufacturing know-how, and they also were experts in electronic automotive R&D processes, how to develop embedded software to make an actuator run. The other parts, no, they were into the hard parts, suspension, brakes, steering, and basically the hard parts of it. And this business has been getting more and more electronic. The hard parts alone are not sufficient. You need electronic know-how and programming know-how to make these work. And beyond the functionality, you must be able to program what the actuator, a suspension, a brake, or a steering has to do under certain circumstances. So in this marriage, they founded the company in Korea, of course in Korea, because that's where the customer is, and they built a plant and a development site in Korea. The purpose of this business was to build electronic control units for steering, braking, and for driver assistance. Driver assistance is already a bit beyond. The initial business of the other joint venture partner, they were into these businesses, the hard businesses, and as an additional asset, the German partner brought driver assistance into the joint venture. This joint venture then was to sell to the Korean OEM, and it always had to happen through the joint venture partner. For one part of the business, it was self-evident. Here, the joint venture is a component supplier, and the joint venture partner sells a system to their customers. For the driver assistance, there was no technical needs for some intermediary to be in between, but they wanted to be the gatekeeper and be part of this business also, even in cases where there could only be a reseller, and be able to open the meeting and have a joint party with soju and food after the business meetings. So they were only some kind of entertainer, and they were a gatekeeper. Having spoken about this, joint ventures are a very unstable kind of business. We do have technology married with market access, and both partners typically have a hidden agenda. The partner with the technology will have joint business meetings with the common customer. In this context, you get to know the customer directly, and once you know the customer, you have business relationships. Why do you need the other part? What do you need the other partner for? However, on the other side, you have a similar situation. Your partner also has joint technological meetings with the common customer, and you get to know something about the technology. So here also, you may build up your resources and try to make the same kind of products yourself. And once you're able to do this, you don't need the partner anymore. Both partners have interest to get dividends from the joint venture. They share 50% of the profits. It was 50 joint venture, so they share dividends and they share the profits at a ratio of 50%, both of them. But they also have a different means of extracting money from the joint venture. The one partner can also get money from the joint venture by getting additional fixed cost contribution to R&D costs by selling technical services and by generating licenses. And this will be, of course, 100% cost to the joint venture, but such kind of cost will be shared 50-50, so it reduces the profit by this amount, and 50% then is lower profit for one partner, so 100% in, 50% out, and for the other side, it is only 50% out. And of course, there is quite a good reason to do this. If you ask your 100% affiliates to pay licenses and to contribute to the R&D cost, or if they develop specifically products to be sold in only that market, that such cost is reimbursed as if it were their own cost. On the other side, the purpose, one of the purposes for the market joint venture partner was to get lower purchasing prices from the joint venture, and so basically previously they had to source their electronic components from another big German automotive supplier that made brakes and steerings themselves. So basically they had to source the main ingredient from their major competitor. That was not a good situation, and the major competitor, as they were the only one for that business in South Korea, had quite a good stand to extract good prices, and therefore one of the reasons also to start that joint venture was to sort of half insource the electronic manufacturing and buy it from a JV rather than from your competitor. once you are in this situation, your benefit will be, if you reduce the purchase prices even further, it will be 100% benefit to the joint venture. So the joint venture has 50% lower profits for the partner, but the partner as a customer has 100% effect of the lower prices. And as you can imagine, a joint venture combining technology and markets has to be staffed by people. And obviously, as they are operating in the Korean markets, most of the employees of the company will be Korean. And many of the employees of the company came from the joint venture partner, especially the sales team came from the joint venture partner. So you can imagine your sales team going to the customer, and when they go to the customer, it means they are meeting with their old colleagues, and they know that their period at the joint venture will be transitory only. So they will go back to the joint venture partner at one point or the other. And then you can imagine how hard negotiators these salespeople were. And one of my tasks at a controller was to get an overview of all the price changes that happened in the industry. So every month I was looking at the average prices of our products to see immediately when there was an unauthorized price change. You can also imagine that the company is quite transparent. If you only have one customer, and as a joint venture partner and shareholder to the company, they see your profits and they know exactly how much profit you are making with them, because it's 100% them. I remember very well the discussions which I had in a German automotive supplier when we were talking to our customers. So when Volkswagen came to us and said, your price is too high, your profits are too high, your profits are higher than ours as a percentage of sales, that cannot be, then I could always say, yeah, you are Volkswagen, you have already pressed us so much. We only make profits with Mercedes and BMW, but not as Volkswagen. And then when I had meetings with BMW and Mercedes, I was telling them, you are such hard negotiators. The only company that we make profit with is Volkswagen and the French OEM. In the joint venture company, we could not do this, and that gave us the very strong need to innovate, to diversify our business, and to work not only for our joint venture partner, but to be able to spread the business, to grow. As you can also imagine, if you only have one customer, then the potential to grow is quite limited, and then you rise or fall with your customer, and you're only one customer. Now we had to look for where to find ideas to innovate, which kind of products can we sell where in the market. And here again, a joint venture situation is quite an obstacle, which I will outline in the next few slides. Derek Abel, he created a matrix to summarize and structure where you can grow. One area to grow is the served customer groups. So starting with automobile, you may shift into motorbikes, you may shift into off-road vehicles, and you may also expand geographically. You can also grow by increasing the number of served customer functions. So maybe you find other electronic needs of automotive customers. And you can change the technologies used. So here, different technology would go for non-electronic business, which of course is very far-fetched. The joint venture was created as an electronic company working in the automotive business, so going to hard parts, which is the area where the joint venture partner is in, would be quite a steep step. The first area to grow was geographical expansion, so we started in South Korea serving Korean customers. We continued in China, and our joint venture partner had a strong market presence in China, serving the Korean OEM and their plants in China, but also serving some Chinese OEM. The next step, and that was one big activity that I was involved in, we were looking for a third country market to open another plant. So in the beginning we were exploring Mexico as a plant for the NAFTA market, and eventually we decided to move into India. You see I have located the flag of India at the side, at the technological heart of India. However, our plant, it was decided to be, was not in Pune, it was in Chennai. And here, again, we were following the customer. They already had a plant there, and they had their customers there. So we organized our plants to be somewhere in the vicinity. And this is an area to grow, but then again, we are increasing the dependence on our one and only customer. The next area to grow at, already mentioned the other plants of the joint venture partner. Primarily they were in India and Mexico. That was exactly what was desired. And then for joint venture partner 2, it means having more areas where the joint venture can provide cheaper components to serve their businesses and to replace the competitor that could also serve them in that market. For joint venture partner 1, this again increases the dependence on that partner, and it is nice to have. Of course, 50% of a higher profit is good, but the dependency is increased.
George, excuse me to interrupt. We have a little bit of time pressure, so if you could wind up in the next 5 to 7 minutes, that would be great.
Yeah,
my apologies.
I have
Thank you.
Only 2 more slides. The other customers in the joint venture companies means competitors. So the joint venture partner says, no, we don't want this. We have competition, and you are giving good prices to our competitors. That makes our position worse. We don't want that. It was a hard fight to get a little bit into that business. We also could serve other customers outside the joint venture country. Then there are at least not direct competitors, but then there are potential competitors to the joint venture partner, and there are also competitors to the customer of the partner. You can make it, as I mentioned earlier, into motorbikes, same kind of steering units, technologically feasible. The other joint venture partner was so much interested in that business, but at least there was no rivalry created by this. Going into served customer functions, you have similar products for other automotive products, and here also we have a restriction. There was no restriction for joint venture partner 2, but if joint venture partner 1 was already in the business, then it could only be a licensed product. They would again provide the technology, and the second partner offers the markets. But then it means joint venture partner 1 is already in all the countries of the world, with the exception of Korea, and therefore the markets for such kind of a product would be very limited, restricted only to the Korean market. That means our joint venture had to find niches that are good, that are global, and partner 1 is not yet in. We then had a typical screening process, starting with idea generation, with brainstorming, and we looked at a lot of ideas, and our screens were the partners have to, the product should be related to electrification of the automotive market, and it should be related somehow to autonomous driving. The next step is the selection of priorities, and here are a few cases that we rejected. So we were working on face recognition inside the car, and to observe how the driver was behaving, and then to create some alerts. We were working on image projection, have an electronic device that projects certain images, like from your mobile phone or from car user interface into the windscreen. We were looking at charging, and here companies that had a cable business were in a very much better position than we were. Then we were partnering, competing and developing, and in these cases we had our prototypes. We got into contact with decision makers, we participated in conferences, presented our prototypes in customer meetings, we had customer days where we invited them to come over and show what we have, and also we met with our partners. And we had partnering agreements, and then we finally got into the business, having first orders, and then expanding our business in 2 areas. One area was the acoustic vehicle alerting system, which is sound that electric vehicles have to emit at very low speed so that they are heard by pedestrians. And the second business that we entered was the electronic control unit for AdBlue injection, which controls the temperature and the amount of urea that is added into the combustion engine. That was my story of the innovation culture in joint ventures, and I thank you very much for your attention, and I beg your pardon for the technical difficulties which we had at the very beginning of the meeting.
Not at all. It was a wonderful presentation, Dr. Cremer. Thank you so much. I think we all are aware of existing customers and new customers, existing products, new products. Many times we forget basics, but I think it was a wonderful display of what a joint venture innovation could do for us. Thank you so much. And I would now request my colleague to take over. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, sir. Now to start with the next session, I would like to call upon stage Mr. Prasanna Patwardhan, sir, and Dr. Vinayak Pawar, sir. Please give a huge round of applause. Thank you so much. Now to start with the session, I would like to introduce Mr. Prasanna Patwardhan, sir. Sir is the chairman of MEDC Passengers Mobility State Committee. Mr. Prasanna Patwardhan, sir, is the chairperson and managing director of Prasanna Group. Patwardhan sir is an active member of many industrial bodies and transport organizations. Sir has huge experience in logistics and utility services. Sir has won many national and international awards for his business achievements such as Leaders of Tomorrow Award by IDFC First Bank, Dare to Dream Award by Z Business, National Award for India's Top 100 SME received by the hands of Shri Nitin Gadkari, Honorable Minister of Road, Transport and Highways, and many more. We welcome you, sir. And now on behalf of Maharashtra Education Society, I would like to request Vice Principal Dr. Vinayak Pawar sir to welcome and felicitate Mr. Prasanna Patwardhan sir. With that, I would like to request Mr. Prasanna Patwardhan sir to please take over the session.
Namaskar. Good afternoon, good morning and good afternoon. We are at the verge of entering into afternoon. So, topic of today given to me is how technology is changing industries. The industry which I come from is travel and tourism. A lot of changes are happening in this industry because of mainly three things. First is there is tremendous environmental pressure across the globe because of global warming. So everybody is talking about clean air, everybody wants sustainable cities, so everybody is talking about environment. Second biggest concern is safety of people, particularly after COVID, it has been increased multifold. And third thing, which is important, is society changing. Societal needs are changing. And that change is supported by or enabled by technology. So because of technology, lot of things are changing. Starting from business models, all of you know how we used to travel in yellow cabs or taxis before, and how we travel today by Ola, Uber kind of new age taxis. All that has happened mainly because of innovation in business model. Similarly, because of customer expectations, in bus industry also, I have seen lot of changes in last several years. So now many of you may have traveled by buses. Previously you used to go to railway station or bus stand or a private bus operator's office to buy a ticket. Today you can buy that ticket online. You don't need to go anywhere. So aggregators have come into this business. There are different kind of aggregators also, they have come into business wherein they do not own even a single bus, but they operate like Ola, Uber. So they take buses from small operators and they do their bookings. So these changes without technology would not have been possible. So first technological change which is happening, which is mainly customer facing. So whatever is expected by customer is being provided by technology. You can also see where is your bus now. So you can also see lot of things on technology which were not possible before. Let me share my experience with you when it comes to how that has affected a business which I am into. When I first started my Mahabaleshwar bus, which was long back in 1988, I planned for 2 trips between Pune and Mahabaleshwar. So morning bus used to come in the afternoon and again goes back to Mahabaleshwar and come back in the evening. Morning bus was supposed to come at 12 o'clock and afternoon bus was supposed to depart at 2 o'clock. So till 1:30 that bus did not turn up. So I became panicked because bus was full, it was fully booked. So on my scooter, I went up to Kothrud or beyond that, asked all truck fellows, have you seen that big white bus? So that was the kind of business what we were into. Today, sitting in one control room, I manage my thousands of buses. That would not have been possible without technology. So I know where my driver stops, whether he stops or does not stop, how much time he takes there, at what speed he is traveling, at this moment, what is the temperature of his engine, what is wrong with his engine, what is wrong with the bus, whether that AC is on or off, how many times my driver is braking, whether he is overspeeding, whether he is taking right kind of turns, all that is possible sitting in one control room. And because of which I could grow my business. So internally also, the way we used to do business and the way we do business today, there is a huge difference. Third thing, which is also changing, is type of vehicles. I remember when I bought my first bus, that time it was 90 horsepower engine, and I used to put my air conditioning off at the ghat section. Today we have vehicles having 280 horsepower and 11 tonner ACs. Now we are entering into different era altogether in terms of vehicles. Vehicles are becoming smarter. All of you, those who use car or even two-wheelers, you will see your dashboard looks entirely different than how it used to look. So, type of technology which is used to monitor vehicle, that has changed over a period of last about 25-30 years. Second biggest thing which is happening because of environmental pressure is we are talking about electric buses today. And going forward, it could be hydrogen, after that even water powered buses. So fuel type, in last 125 years, we were using the same kind of fuel, which is diesel or fossil based fuel. Now you have vehicles which are coming, which are electric, hydrogen, biogas, LPG, so various kind of fuel patterns are evolving. And we really don't know how it is going to evolve further. Your vehicles are becoming smarter. So going forward, autonomous vehicles we are talking about. So as a businessman, I see my biggest strength as managing drivers. I don't know how I'm going to cope up, if at all, if I do not adopt technology or skills to monitor vehicles through control room. Because managing drivers may not be required. I tell my son that probably you will tell your son, that is my grandson, that you should go by autonomous vehicle because drivers, it is not safe. So that kind of safety can come in autonomous vehicles. Today, just about 6 years back, in 2017, when I attended one meeting with Niti Aayog, and that time they had taken a seminar and they had called us for discussing on electric buses. And they said that we need to change our fuel pattern and India needs to go electric way. And they said till 2030, all new vehicles, commercial vehicles, they would like to have it electric. So I thought what they're talking, it is just impossible. But if you look today, you can see a lot of electric cars, electric two-wheelers, electric buses on the road. So the kind of change which is happening is at the speed of light. You think about it and it happens. So any sector, whether you are in transport, tourism, or industry, manufacturing, whatever, unless you adopt new technologies, survival is going to become difficult. Similar to transport, there are certain changes which are happening in travel industry also, which is tours. So in tours, one generation before me, their main objective was to go to some place which is religious. So yatra company. So my father always felt guilty if he did not visit even a single temple during entire tour. So that was all religious tours. Then in my generation, we have a habit, we call it as tick mark tourism. So how many sites you have visited? 13 countries in 15 days. Or list of tourist spots. So people used to come to us, they still do, that travel company is showing 10 spots in 10,000 rupees, you are showing only 8 spots in 10,000 rupees. So that is the kind of tourism what my generation experienced. Now I see a lot of students here, so young generation want to explore things. They do not want to only visit that place or have satisfaction of tick marking that I have seen this. They want to explore that place. They want adventure tourism. They want different things to explore there. Maybe pub hopping, having taste of different cuisines, then visiting different amusement parks, or even just in traveling in even public transport and experiencing that culture. So that is changing so fast. Things are changing. There is pressure from everywhere to change. And I believe change is only constant. If you don't change, you perish. So any industry, technology is a tool or enabler to bring in the change which society expects or which people bring in. Since you are most of the students, I would like to give one additional input to you which is not exactly related to this subject but which certainly is related to technology. Many of the small students or even students, college going students, they have habit of saying, what is the use of this education? All college dropouts they are big industrialists, big names. So there is no use of education. I tell them, you can buy excellent mobile or excellent computer and just don't put any software or any app there. What would happen? God has given you excellent brains. Unless you put knowledge into it, it will not work. Knowledge is like app. So each subject is like app. So more the app, more the knowledge, more the skill. In today's world, if at all, if you want to survive, keep on adding those apps. Unless you add those apps, your intelligence will not work. However powerful your hard disk or whatever you call it processor, it will not work. So you will have to keep putting in different kind of apps. And since you are here in education society, this is the best opportunity to understand what kind of apps are suitable to you and then learn those apps. So on this note, I thank you for giving me this opportunity to talk in front of you. Thank you and good afternoon.
Thank you so much, sir. I would really like to thank you on behalf of Maharashtra Education Society for your valuable time and contribution in this conference. Thank you so much. We are starting with the valedictory session shortly, so I request all of you to please stay back in the auditorium. Thank you.
Audience are requested to settle down fast. We are about to start with the valedictory session. Please settle down fast. Please take your seats. Good things come to an end really fast. For the past 2 days, we have been having this wonderful international conference on nurturing innovation in organization. And we come to the end, the grand finale, the valedictory session. All the dignitaries on the days, off the days, delegates and students among the audience, a very good afternoon and a warm welcome to the valedictory session of this international conference. As a custom, let us start by praying Ma Saraswati for making our endeavor fruitful. May I call upon stage our Cultural Association Head Devaki Ma'am and her student to recite Saraswati Vandana for us. Ya Brahma Jyotish Kundendra Tushara Hara Dhabala Ya Shubhra Vastramruta Ya Veena Varadanda Manditakara Ya Shweta Padmasana Ya Brahman Shuta Shankara Prabhutimir Devai Sada Vandita Sama Bhatu Saraswati Bhagavati Nishesha Zadyapaha. Thank you Unnati and thank you Devaki ma'am for her hand-holding support. The child had become a bit nervous, but then it all went well. And I'm sure Ma Saraswati has accepted our prayers. We are lucky to have representatives from 2 stalwart sessions for today. The director EDII Ahmedabad, Dr. Shukla, who is going to join us shortly online. And we have with us here for today's session, Dr. Dhoka, the former chairman of DCCIA. We also have representatives of our sponsor IDFC Bank with us, Srimati Jagruti Fadnis, the branch manager, and Mr. Abhijit Dabade, the regional marketing manager as well. Let me also introduce you to the MES dignitaries from our parent body MES who have always been a great pillar of support for us. We have with us Shri Pradip Naik, sir, Vice President of Maharashtra Education Society. We also have Srimati Anandi Patil, Vice Chairman, Governing Body, Maharashtra Education Society. We also have Dr. Rajiv Hazarnis, Member, Governing Body of Maharashtra Education Society. Needless to say, the 2 hosts, Dr. Desarda, Principal, MES Garware College of Commerce, and Dr. Vaidya, Principal, MES Senior College, both are here with us. Now let me introduce you to our guest of honor, Dr. Prakash Dhoka. He is the Managing Director of Industrial Metal Powders India Private Limited, which is the world's largest manufacturers of high-purity iron powder for food and pharma applications. Dr. Prakash Dhoka has completed M.Tech Metallurgy in 1975 from CAP Pune, and recently he also earned his PhD from Vishwakarma University Pune in high-purity iron foil. Under his able guidance, the Industrial Metal Powders India Private Limited has backed many commendable corporate laurels. Dr. Prakash Dhoka believes in giving back to the society and has done copious philanthropic work like creation of a destitute home for the homeless, free residential school for mentally challenged boys, free residential school for hearing impaired boys and girls, etc. He is currently the president of Vanavasi Kalyana Ashram, Pune Mahanagar, vice president of Balasaheb Devras Rugnalaya, which is a multi-speciality hospital that is currently under construction. He is also on advisory board of many esteemed institutions. He was also the former chairman of Deccan Chamber of Commerce, Industries and Agriculture. May I request our Vice President MES, Shri Pradip Naik sir, to felicitate and welcome him.
Pradip Naik sir, felicitating Dr. Dhoka. May I request Srimati Anandi Patil, the Vice Chairman Governing Body of MES, to felicitate Srimati Jagruti Fadnis, the Branch Manager of IDFC Bank. Okay, please bring the second. Okay, here we have Srimati Anandi Patil, Vice Chairman Governing Body MES, felicitating Srimati Jagruti Fadnis, the Manager at IDFC Bank. Thank you so much, everybody. We are really eager to hear from Dr. Dhoka about his visions about innovation in industrial scenario. May I request Dr. Dhoka to enlighten us with his thoughts?
गाना तो बहुत सुनना चाहता
Good afternoon, friends. Good afternoon. Friends, I am going to share with you my journey of research, innovation. The subject today is innovation in organization. So I am going to share with you all the journey of innovation in our company, Industrial Metal Powders. First of all, thank you very much, Dr. Desarada, for inviting me here and to share this thought with you. I tell you, it's a journey of 50 years. My company has completed, started in 74. Today we are in 2024. The 50 years journey I am going to share with you. When I tell you few things, you have to take out of this what is suitable to you, what is acceptable to you. Whatever I say may not be acceptable to everybody. Whatever I say may not be applicable to everybody. But that is what has happened with me. I am going to share with you. First, in 2000, I started my company in 1974. 1995, we were the first company in India to make iron powder for food and pharma application. We got an inquiry from United Phosphorus Limited, Mumbai, saying that there is an inquiry from USA for food application of iron powder. And Prakash, I think you can do it. They searched me out. I went. Believe me, within 6 months, we met the specification of FCC, that is Food Chemical Codex, that tells you the requirement of heavy metals in iron powder. Now, iron powder is used in food means what? All the Kellogg's worldwide use our iron powder. You must be proud of a Pune man who is giving iron powder to the Kellogg's worldwide. Clap, man. This man we are giving to Nestle worldwide. All the breads in US are made with our iron powder to fight anemia. The purpose is to fight anemia.
Now, the specifications are very rigid. After 5 years, that time it was FCC 6, now it is FCC 2. So every 3 years, they make specification more strong, more rigid. And we have to continuously innovate our product to meet those specifications. So what we need to do is continuous innovation, continuous improvement to meet the specification set by FCC for the food application. Now, we had only one competitor in the US at that time. And today we don't have a competitor because an Indian man can always produce a better product at a cheaper rate. Mark my sentence. An Indian man can always produce a better product at a cheaper rate. Nobody else can do. So we are all Indian. We should be proud of that. Now, in 2008, July, I get a call from US. I'm not giving the exact name. I've changed the names. Mr. Javier calls me on Monday morning, early morning, Pune. Hey Prakash. I said, who is there? I'm Javier. And I want to meet you because we want to make highest purity iron in the world. This is the highest purity iron in the world. Application is super alloys. It is used for aerospace and defense. Simple example, you all fly. There is landing gear. When the aircraft comes near to the airport, the landing gear opens. And the flight lands on the gears, on the tire, we can say tire. But there are landing gears. The aircraft at that time, at the speed of 300 kilometers per hour, and the weight 200 to 300 tons. Look at the impact. Look at the kinetic energy is required. So, that impact is sustained by the landing gear. And to make the landing gear, you need highest purity iron. And it's not only iron, there are so many alloys. It is super alloy, but basic is iron. Now what has happened? In 2008, he called me, I want to meet you. I said, and that was fortunate for me. See, many times opportunity come to your door. This was opportunity came to me. I never went. He searched me out. I said, I'm coming on Friday. Because I used to go to US every year in July. Oh, no, don't come on Friday. I said, what happened? I have ticket. I'm reaching Chicago on Friday. No, my wife will kill me. I said, why? I have taken holidays after many days. So I'm on holiday on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Can you make it Thursday, please? I said, okay. This was the opportunity come to my door, and how can I say no? I said, yes, I'll change my ticket. I'll come to you on Thursday. I went to Chicago. Terminal 3, Hotel Hyatt, we met for 4 hours. The gentleman came there. For 4 hours, we had continuous meeting to discuss how this product can be made. He must have found out about us, our company, that we are capable of doing it. So he came to us. After 4 hours, he takes out the paper, NDA, sign this NDA and start the work. Sign this NDA and start the work. We started the work. After 34 years of experience, 74 I started my company, this 2008. It took me 4 years to produce the product of their specification. And we paid almost 25 lakhs 2008 to 2012 for courier services to go to US for testing, for approval. In 2012 it was approved and the specification was carbon, sulfur, phosphorus, nitrogen and oxygen. Now look at the criticality. Carbon, sulfur, phosphorus were 10 ppm and 30 ppm and we could easily meet them with small variation. But oxygen and nitrogen, this iron that time allowed was 30 ppm of nitrogen and 250 ppm of oxygen. I am talking ppm, not percentage. So it took us 4 years to come to that level. In 2018 he comes to us, no, specification changed. Now what? Now nitrogen is 10 ppm, oxygen 150 ppm. Fortunately for us, we are a company who keeps on developing, keep innovating, keep continuous improvement. We do Kaizen, we do a lot of Kaizen. Kaizen is continuous improvement. So we always have 2 cells which are continuously evolving something new, better and better product. And we could meet that specification in 1.5 years. Now, he came to us in October 2023. Specification has changed again. They become very rigid. Now what? 5 ppm nitrogen and 50 ppm oxygen. From 30 to 5 or 250 to 50. Friends, I am happy to share with you again. In 3 months we have developed 5 ppm and 50 ppm. Still, we have developed. We have not informed him. We have just sent a mail today morning. This is what we have done. I got an email. I will show you. इसका बड़ा मेल आया, बड़ा लंबा मेल आया. This blah 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 blah. He was so happy and excited to do that. And we have only one competitor, that is Japan. So I am fighting with the best of the best in Japan. And what is the purity? 99.992. I am talking about 5N. 99.99. My impurity is 0.008 is the highest impurity. From that we have to bring down to 19.995. So we are fighting for what? 0.003. But this is possible. And again I tell you, an Indian can always do that. Believe in yourself and you can do it. So this is what is iron. And what about price? You say, and first thing I did in 2012, I set up my lab because I don't want to pay any more to the courier charges to get the material to US for testing and rely on him. So I developed the best lab in the world for testing high purity iron. The best lab in the world, in India 100%, world maybe 1% maybe near to us, but we are the best to test high purity iron. So when you have a lab in-house, your work is much faster, you are more reliable, you know how accurate you are, and you know how repetitive you are. Making a product once is not enough, it should be repetitive. Each batch should meet the specification. And most critical out of that, the variation is not allowed. When they say 5 ppm nitrogen, that doesn't mean 1 to 5. No, it should be 3 to 5, 4 to 5, not 1 to 5, because variation is not allowed. When you say oxygen 50, it should not be, अरे 50 बोला है ना यार तो 5 से 50 तक चलता है. नहीं चलता है. 40 से 50 चलेगा, 30 से 40 चलेगा, लेकिन 1 से 50 नहीं चलेगा. तो variation is not also allowed. So these are restrictions. And what about when you say we do so much of work, so much of lab, what about price? You demand price. Price is ours. Friends, iron powder, this, we are world leader. Then, I shall still share with you, before 5 years, if I want to go to US or Europe and I tell, today is 16th of February, I tell them, sir, can you meet me in July? No, July is too early, we are too busy. We'll see sometime September, October. Now I tell them, I'm coming on 16th of March. I give my date to them and they say, welcome. That's the change. It is not Prakash Dhoka, it is not IMP, it is the product who talks. It's not me or my company, it's the product. I am not valued, I am valued by my money, that's different thing. But product is valued, so they have respect for the product. So we all have to innovate, we have to work hard. It doesn't happen overnight. Innovation is a continuous process. Innovation comes to you as an opportunity, you have to grab it. Innovation comes to you as a challenge, you have to accept it. Innovation doesn't happen overnight. I'll tell you one more, next. I brought live samples so that you can get connected. तो मैं हवा में बोलूँगा आप और कुछ सोचोगे. This is just cut this by KC. So I have got a lucky ironfish. This is called lucky ironfish. It is used to fight anemia. Now what is the purpose? Take that fish, 1 liter पानी लीजिए, 4 drops of lemon डालिए, fish डालिए, पानी को boil करिए. Boil the water for 10 minutes. 8 milligrams of iron goes in the water. And you drink that water, you get 8 milligrams of iron in the body every day. That's what we want every day. This product, this is the fish. Can you see this? You can come later on to have a close view also if you want. What happened with the fish? Before 10 years, on Google, my son found that somebody is making lucky iron fish. I said, this is iron, then we should be there. So we asked him for a sample, and rather we purchased sample. And since we have the best lab, we tested the sample. I said, horrible. We wrote to him, what are you making? This product is not good for human being. He said, why? We gave him this, all the list of test results. He was shocked. That gentleman, Mr. Gavin, when you go to, you can Google lucky iron fish. He came running in 7 days to us. I said, what should we do? I said, we'll make it for you. We have the best of the powder. This used for food. We meet FT specification. Which are the heavy metal content. Blah 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 blah. उसको एक दिन में एकदम impress कर दिया, पागल बना दिया उसको. I said, how many time? How much days? Give me 6 months. I said, mold takes 4 months. The mold will take 4 months. We made it 6 months. This product was a pet product of Canada PM. This became Canada PM product. We got a message from Gavin. I said, Prakash, the Prime Minister wants Canadian flag on the fish. I said, I can't do that. Then what should I do? Let's think. So can we put maple leaf on the fish? Yes. So finally then we put maple leaf because this should be shown as a Canadian product. Made in India, huh? That is but it was conceptualized in Canada. We made the product. Then we were invited to United Nations to give one fish gift to each country, 164th country in United Nations. That's the product. United Nations, one fish to each country was given as gift. That's what we have done. Again, अभी बोले इंडिया में लॉन्च करना है, तो मैं तो बोला मैं तो मारवाड़ी हूँ यार. मैं फिश पानी में डाल के मेरी वाइफ बोलेगी नहीं पानी में वो पानी कौन पिएगा, फिश का पानी नहीं सर सवाल ही नहीं. तो क्या करूँ? We have to do innovate. Now this is a challenge, but there is opportunity. So we have to innovate. I innovate something different. आजकल तुलसी का पत्ता बनाएंगे. तुलसी, every Indian knows तुलसी. Every Indian पूरे पूजा करते हैं हम तुलसी की. तुलसी का पत्ता हमारे सबके लिए बहुत जरूरी भी है. There are so many reasons. So we made tulsi ka patta. Now there was challenge. Again 8 ppm should go in water, man, in 1 liter. Not more than that. More than that will give you some problem. Less than that it will not affect. So what to do? Again, the circumference, the surface area, the dilution rate, the density, think all those parameters are again calculated and we made this. But unfortunately for us, this didn't materialize in India. So even this didn't materialize in India. We made about 1 lakh pieces we could not sell. So sometimes innovation, we all think, क्या बन गया अभी तो क्या पैसा ही पैसा है. नहीं, कभी कभी नहीं होता है. But fish, yes, it is being sold abroad. Every month, few thousand pieces goes worldwide. But this is happening worldwide. So what I told you now, innovation sometime happened by chance. We found somebody making fish. We went to him. I said, you are making the wrong product. He came running and we developed the product for him. And with this, we made this, but this failed. Product is good. But यार सबको क्या चाहिए? ये आयन कमी ना एक गोली मुंह में डालो, डॉक्टर ने गोली खा लिया चले काम. इसमें तो पानी वो पहले तो घर में वो पत्नी होती है वो चिल्लाती है क्या रोज का काम करना है यार, रोज गर्म पानी करो पिलाओ, छोड़ो यार नहीं करेंगे, गोली लेके जाओ. But that tablet gives you constipation and metallic taste in the mouth. And this is only 1,000 rupees. And this lasts you for 1,000 times. 1 rupee per day. फिर भी नहीं चाहिए लोग. Anyway, भगवान उनका भला करे. How much time I had with mobile? अब जब मेरे को रोकना हो तो ज़्यादा तालियां बजा देना. मैं रुक जाऊंगा. I come to your next point. That's all. So I skip one, but I just tell you next one. इसको खोलिए ना. Now, in 2017, I wanted to make titanium powder with you. When there is age, there is no experience. But when there is experience, there is no age. So when you have an age, you meet people like us who have experience. And when the age and experience come together, miracle happens. So let us all put together. India is winning. India is doing best. India will continue to do best, provided you all take an oath that I will do something better for the nation. अगर मैं भगवान क्या काम करूँगा इस नेशन का, तो मेरे को तो पैसा भगवान देने वाला है. हम सब बोलते हैं कि मैंने कमाया, ठीक है, मैं भी बोलता हूँ मैंने कमाया, लेकिन money is always a byproduct of innovation and service you do. You don't never ever work for money. Never ever work for money. Money will come as a byproduct for whatever effort you put in. So make yourself 100% for whatever you do in life. Whatever you do in life. Be 100%. Be innovative. Every day is innovation. In our factory we have every 6 months Kaizen Mela. और 200 Kaizen होते हैं 6 महीने में. And what? Not only engineers, the work floor. The super gives just the Kaizen. Sorry, table ऐसा ठेवला तो बरो होईल. That is Kaizen. So we do that. Thank you so much for patient learning and hearing. I hope you will take home something. Thank you.
We can take question answers if at all you have, otherwise we move on. There are some students who have questions. Could you ask, please?
My question is that
Your name first.
myself Shri from FIBBEC. So how do you see the trends or changes in innovations in recent industrial technology or engineering field?
Every day now AI has come. AI is applicable everywhere now. You, after a year or so, everybody will have to handhold AI. Without it, you won't be able to move. Simple example. Now we are working on a project. There is an X-ray. When you have a dental problem, you take a 36-degree X-ray. Now we are working on that. AI is developed. 50,000 X-rays will be sliced and the data will be put in AI. The moment you take an X-ray, the AI will tell you कि बॉस इसका कौन सा दांत खराब है और आपको क्या करना है. खत्म. कुछ नहीं का AI. Innovation happens every time. आप बाहर जा रहे हो. What is innovation? There is a problem, then there is innovation. There is no problem, there is no innovation. If you find that life is easy, मजबूत तो आपको कुछ करना ही नहीं ना. जिस दिन आपको तकलीफ होगी, innovation होगा. Next.
And one more question was there. So, you told about that tulsi leaf, that you tried it, that tulsi leaf, but it didn't success. So, didn't you tried any other thing to make that product म्हणजे तो प्रोडक्ट इंडियात सेल होईल त्याच्यासाठी तुम्ही दुसरं तुलसी लीफच्या जागी काही ट्राय नाही केलं का?
नाही, इंडियाची मेंटॅलिटी थोडी वेगळी आहे. कारण घरी बायको पाणी गरम करत नाही. सॉरी हाँ एक नवीन प्रोडक्ट फॉर फीमेल. सब नाराज हो गई मेरे से यार. We have just developed lipstick. We have developed iron for lipstick. Highest purity iron for making lipstick. What is lipstick? Is iron. Fe has 4 colors. Fe is steel grey. FeO, Fe2O3, Fe3O4. There are all colors, all different colors. Then you mix them, they are different colors. So some female want bright, some want dark, सब उसके अंदर आ गया. And now we are putting vitamin A into lipstick. So when you apply lipstick, you will get iron and vitamin A both.
Hello sir, I am Arsha Bhagat from Advait EDII. First of all sir, it was a great session and I have a question regarding product development, and the question is, what is the actual kind of process in product development or an innovative product?
Product development happens only when there is a need. Otherwise there is no problem. If there is a need, then there is a product. If we don't need product. So find out where is the need, find out where is the problem, and then give answer. That is the R&D. That is the innovation. Nothing else. Don't think कुछ हवा से ऊपर से कुछ नहीं आता. आपका प्रॉब्लम दिखता है उसको. आज लेटेस्ट वन ऑफ द कॉलेज देवर COB में you eat wafers. Wafer के पैकेट के पीछे लिखा होता है it contains potato, salt, this and that. There are so many other things. That girl has developed AI. It is just scan that and that tells you उसके अंदर क्या क्या खराब चीजें हैं. क्या क्या चीजें खराब है आपके हेल्थ के लिए. That is AI. Next.
So one more question. You said that the Tulsi leaf innovation didn't succeed. So how, as we all know that failure is a part of innovation. So
yes.
How did you face that failure?
Unless you fail, you will not innovate.
Thank you sir.
I tell you 1,000 ways why I could not succeed for 4 years making high-purity iron. 1,000 times. I made 1,000 times. I failed. I spent so much money, but I was sure I'm going to do it. You should have conviction in yourself. You should have a self-confidence. And please don't feel shy to go to anybody senior. Go to your professor, teacher, father, mother, brother, anybody, and go and share your problem with them. Somebody will tell you.
Yes sir. Thank you sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Dhoka, for giving us that real-life industry sector examples of innovations. It's really insane to think this high level of purity. I mean, this is... क्यों सोने को pure बोलते हैं पता नहीं. I think from today we should start considering iron to be the pure metal instead of सोने जैसा शुद्ध नहीं, iron जैसा शुद्ध बोलना चाहिए. Right. So we also understood how those human factors like beliefs and cultural factors also come into picture. Even if the innovation is good enough, the human factors might fail it. And that's what I think for the past 1.5 days, 2 days rather, we have been trying to understand innovation from different aspects. And innovation is definitely not only for the technology people, it is very much for the management people, it is very much for flesh and blood human beings. And the medical implants that you talked about, that tells us that these human beings, flesh and blood, also require some iron in between to keep on going. Thank you so much for that wonderful lecture, sir. Do we have EDII joining us? Okay, there are more questions. Okay, ma'am just gave me the feedback that there are few more student questions, so we are ready to take them. Some few student questions, ma'am, were there?
Is there any question?
We got a feedback that there were 1 or 2 more student questions.
Otherwise,
are there? Otherwise, we can move ahead. Okay.
we have
Okay. We will shortly be joined by the director EDI. Till we wait, we will just move on. May I now request Srimati Anandi Patil, the Vice Chairman Governing Body MES, to impart her thoughts on industry-academia collaborations.
It was a great session of Mr. Prakash Dhoka. We all are impressed with your innovation, sir. Good afternoon, everybody. With immense pleasure and sense of honor, I am here today towards the end of the International Conference on Nurturing Innovation in an Organization. As you know, MES is a 163 years old institution and gives quality education from kindergarten to post-graduation. Our focus is always the student, and we work hard for their overall development so that when they grow, they will become successful and responsible citizens of India. Thus, we are very happy in contributing towards nation building. Innovation is the cornerstone of progress and development in any organization. It fuels growth, drives change, and propels societies in a forward direction. So, whether in education, industry, or governance, organizations must continuously adapt and innovate to stay relevant and competitive. For this to happen, every industry or institution needs to work hand in hand. Simultaneously, cross-functioning is also essential, that is working with industry and academic. Now, no one can work in isolation or work separately. So, the coordination, collaboration are important for survival and success. There is always a gap, in India especially, there is always a gap between what student learns in college and actual technology used in industry. We at MES take various steps to fill this gap so that the industry don't have to spend much time and money for training freshers. NEP is going to play a major role in providing well-trained student who has practical knowledge, who has done on-job training and done apprenticeship, thus acquiring latest update knowledge on his subject or branch. For this, we need advice, suggestions, and active support from industry all around. This conference should be a beginning for such collaboration. MES is committed to take all necessary steps for developing innovation ecosystem. This international conference should sow the seeds of developing the ecosystem for growth. आपलं जे सिनियर कॉलेज आहे त्याची कॉलेज ॲडव्हायझरी कमिटीची मी अध्यक्ष आहे. तर मला माहिती आहे की अनेक उपक्रम कॉलेजमध्ये चालतात. जसं उद्यमी संवाद आम्ही अरेंज केला होता, त्याच्यात जे अत्यंत यशस्वी उद्योजक आहेत त्यांना बोलवून त्यांचे इंटरव्ह्यूज घेतले होते मुलांसमोर. मुलांनी त्यांना भरपूर प्रश्न विचारले आणि त्या उद्योजकाचा जो प्रवास होता अगदी स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम स्क्रॅचपासून तो आत्ताचा यशोशिखरावर पोचलेला, त्याच्यातले जे खाच कळगे होते, त्याच्यातले ज्या अवघड वाटा होत्या त्या मुलांना कळल्या, रियालिटी कळाली आणि एक इन्स्पिरेशन आणि मोटिवेशन त्या उद्योजकांमुळे मुलांना मिळालं. त्याच्यानंतर आमच्याकडे स्टार्टअप अँड इनोव्हेशन सेल पण आहे, ज्याच्यातून उद्योजकतेचे सुसंस्कार मुलांवर केले जातात. नोकऱ्या मागणारे नका होऊ, नोकऱ्या देणारे व्हा, असा संदेश आम्ही त्याच्यातून देतो. वेगवेगळ्या स्टार्टअप्सचा परिचय त्यांच्याशी घडून देतो. सक्सेस स्टोरीज माझे विद्यार्थ्यांच्या आणतो. तसंच एक खूप चांगला उपक्रम यावेळेला आम्ही करणार होतो, म्हणजे 8 मार्च महिला दिन असतो, तेव्हा ज्या मुलांच्या आया काही एंटरप्रेनर्स आहेत, भले छोट्या असतील, डबे करणारे असतील, केक करणारे असतील, कपडे शिवणारे असतील, अशा सर्व मातांना आम्ही एकत्र आणणार आहोत आणि त्यांचं मातृपूजन करणार आहोत आणि त्यांचा सन्मान करणार आहोत आणि स्त्री शक्तीला एक प्रकारचं वंदन करणार आहोत. आमची दुसरी जी कॉलेजेस आहेत GCC आणि IMCC, त्यांच्यातही वर्षभर असे निरनिराळे उपक्रम चालू असतात आणि मुलांवर उद्योजकतेचे संस्कार आम्ही करण्याचा खूप प्रयत्न करत असतो. मी त्या तिन्ही कॉलेजेसला शुभेच्छा देते. या परिसंवादात ज्यांनी भाग घेतला अशा प्रत्येक व्यक्तीला शुभेच्छा देते आणि पुढच्या वाटचालीसाठी सुयश चिंतत देते MES कडून. सर्वांना धन्यवाद. जय हिंद.
Thank you, ma'am, for bringing out the different initiatives that all MES branches keep on taking for proliferating entrepreneurship on our campuses. We promise that we will keep on trying to strengthen our industry-academia collaborations in the future ahead. For sure, we are going to have innovative campuses very soon. Yes. Okay, we are really lucky to have. Could we start? Curtain khali kya, please? We are blessed with the online presence of the Director, EDII, Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India, Ahmedabad, Dr. Sunil Shukla. We will quickly arrange for his presence to be seen here. he can hear us. Will he be visible here to us? Okay, we are really blessed to have the online presence of the Director EDI, Dr. Sunil Shukla, at our conference. Very soon he'll be visible to us. I hope I am audible to him. Dr. Shukla, who is a well-known figure in entrepreneurship education and research, he has done his PhD in psychology, and his areas of expertise include corporate leadership, organizational behavior and human resource management, and organizational psychology. He has been contributing relentlessly to the development of EDI since 1993 when he joined. He is on board of several organizations and state-level entrepreneurship development institutions which have been nurturing budding entrepreneurs under his able guidance. Dr. Shukla has by now institutionalized entrepreneurship education internationally and has successfully launched an application-oriented, award-winning full-time postgraduate education program in entrepreneurship. His pioneering programs and developmental interventions in entrepreneurship and corporate entrepreneurship have also ensured sustainable results for varied target groups. Dr. Shukla plays a primary role in crafting policies and impact-making developmental interventions in the country. He is currently the editor of the reputed journal, the Journal of Entrepreneurship. He is the principal author of the Global Entrepreneurship Monitor GEM India National Level Reports 2014 onwards. He is the national team leader of the GEM India chapter that conducts this largest annual study of entrepreneurial dynamics. Dr. Shukla has extensively also worked in the international arena as well. He has contributed to entrepreneurship education, research and capacity building initiatives in different countries including Cambodia, China, Laos, Vietnam, Thailand, Bhutan, Uzbekistan, UAE, Iran, Rwanda, Zambia, UK, USA, Latin America, and the list goes on and on. Particularly his work in the GMS countries, that is the Greater Mekong sub-region countries, has been highly appreciated. Dr. Shukla, we welcome you on our platform. Can he be made visible? We will be really eager to gather some pearls of wisdom and experience from you as we come to the grand finale of our last 2 days international conference on innovations nurturing innovations in an organization. We would love to hear from you, Dr. Shukla.
Namaskar, namaskar. Thank you so much for the kind words. Honorable Srimati Patil ji, Honorable Shri Naik ji, my very dear friend, long time friend Dr. Rajiv Ajiznes, Dr. Tanuja, and all the dignitaries, students, faculty, those who are present over here. Let me first compliment Garware College of Commerce for organizing this event on a very, very relevant theme of introducing innovation in an organization. I would say that innovation is important, whether it is business, governance, institution building, teaching, training, anywhere. If I remember, Professor Joseph Schumpeter, I'm sure that you would be aware of the seminal work done by Professor Schumpeter. He opined that in the context of business, in context of entrepreneurship, in context of economic empowerment and development, innovation is almost necessary or it's essential. And what he said that innovation need not be invention or discovery, but it is doing things differently. Whether it is identifying a new product or improvement or new source of supply of your raw material or new way of managing or reaching out to a new market segment, all these various formats of innovation he talked about. And it has been very, very relevant and continues to be relevant, and it has provided a different framework to all those who have been in the economic empowerment field, whether it is entrepreneurs or those who have been working in the fields of entrepreneurship or businesses. So therefore, my compliments to the institute for coming up with this kind of theme. Let me, in this context, also mention a recent report, an international report which has been released just 2 days back, and this is Global Entrepreneurship Monitor, which in the introduction also you are made aware of that. EDI has been doing this. This is Global Entrepreneurship Monitor is the world's largest study on entrepreneurial dynamics in the world, done by Babson College of US and London Business School, and EDI has been leading it for last about 12 years. Global report was released this week only, and as per this global report, which is very encouraging, India continues to be, so far entrepreneurship promotion in the country is concerned, India continues to be, out of all those nations who participated, nearly 51 nations, we are we are second, next to UAE. Last year we were fourth, placed at fourth out of 56 countries. This year 51 countries data have been accepted, and based on that we are number 2, which is very, very healthy indicator. What it means that the country has been able to provide a very encouraging, inspiring and robust ecosystem for promotion of businesses. This is number 1. Also, you will be aware that India is home to over 100 unicorns, and the basis for unicorn is unicorn or sunicorn or datacorn, what we call the technology-led startups which have reached to valuation of over $1 billion before being called or identified as a unicorn. During last couple of years, India has made substantial progress. During COVID, most of the developments in unicorn fields have happened during or after the COVID. So while it is very, very healthy sign that we have more than 100 or 100 plus, 110 plus unicorns in the country, but there is certain observations also, and I think that the students, startups would take this lesson. The data that I have, 2019 there were 7 unicorns. Listen very carefully. 7 unicorns prior to COVID. COVID time 20, when most of us were confined to our homes, there were 12 unicorns that emerged. 21, when maximum impact was felt of the COVID probably, 43 unicorns emerged. So 7 to 12 to 43 in 21. 22, the numbers got reduced, and we were reduced to 22 unicorns. But surprisingly and sadly, last year we have produced only 2 unicorns in entire year, in 2023. So what it means that unicorns have been going up, coming down, and it puts a question mark on the ideas, the viability, and one of the parameters for the success of the startups or unicorn is innovation, technology, scalability, replicability, viability, sustainability. So based on that, there is some question mark that we should ask that why the numbers of unicorns have reduced. And to ensure the economic development, I think entrepreneurship and the startups, they need to be supplied to any society. To that extent, I think we need to look into what kind of ideas, what kind of technology-led startups that we have, which is the backbone for economic development and which is supported duly by the innovations. Within all those startup domain or the sunicorns, which are sunicorns, those who have about $500 million valuation and soon may join the legacy of the unicorns, what kind of enterprises have emerged? Fintech, highest number is that of fintech, about 1/3, 32% are fintech. Followed by e-commerce, 15%. Media entertainment about 7%, enterprise tech enterprise about 17%, travel 6%, edtech which was earlier dominating EdTech, education technology related ventures, which is now about 6%. We are also aware that some of the EdTech companies like Byju's, the kind of difficulties they have faced. So here, my suggestion would be that the idea that we generate, let's not immediately and quickly jump on realizing that idea in terms of an enterprise. Let the idea be tested for its viability, sustainability, scalability, and its ability to convert this idea or realize this idea into an enterprise. There is a difference between idea and enterprise. We have also done a study on more than 100 incubation centers in the country to understand that what kind of innovations or innovative practices these startups have followed. So while we were quite satisfied with the startups or the innovations applied by them, there was one observation that these incubation centers, which solely focused on the technological incubations, and there were other kinds of incubation centers which also focused on the entrepreneurial incubation in terms of helping startups performing certain pre-incubation activities like prototype development, market survey, viability, feasibility and all that. So the difference was that those who did only the technological incubation, probably the mortality rate among their startups were much higher than compared to those who had also provided entrepreneurial incubation. So this is one lesson that we draw. So my advice is that when you are thinking of some innovative enterprises, some innovative startups, let's also think that whether this idea is worth establishing an enterprise, and if yes, what are the prerequisites? What are various activities that we need to perform before we jump on making it an enterprise? This is very, very important. Remember, we are talking of a time when entrepreneurship is gaining ground. It's not only reflected in terms of the number of startups, number of unicorns, but country is a home to over 1 lakh startups today. Over 1 lakh startups. Before 10 years, hardly we had 50 incubation centers. Today we have close to 1,000 incubation centers. Technology business incubation centers. And there are a number of departments promoted by the government, whether it is technology department, DST or MSME or biotechnology or even several in the private sector also, they have been promoting incubation centers. Hardly we had 500 startups 10 years back. Today we have more than 1 lakh. NASCOM study says that most of the startups, still it is a myth that they are coming in the technology. In fact, the majority, NASCOM 2020 report, says that non-technology still produces large number of enterprises, startups, about 53% vis-a-vis 47% of the technology-led startups. So a lot of encouraging things are happening, but this is also true, as I said, that not only the number of unicorns is coming down, but last year you might have read that the funding also was, the investment in the startup domain was also affected. Similarly, if you look at the startups, the mortality rate is very high. Even with a conservative estimate, about 65%, 70%, 75%, some people say, startups are closed down within a year. So we need to understand, again, the same hypothesis I would say, that we need to understand the difference between an idea and enterprise. And how that idea, even if it is a very, very innovative looking technology, tech savvy idea, how this can be converted into an enterprise. I am sure that the teachers, mentors, and with the support of industry, you will be able to do that. I have some observation from the entrepreneurial framework condition, the report that I mentioned of Jen. Why India is placed at number 2 position. One of the indicators of number of persons involving in entrepreneurship or business related activity in the age group of 18 to 65, that's the working age as per this report is said. It used to be about 5 to 6%. This year, it is rated at 12%. So the number of people wanting to be in entrepreneurship or already involved in entrepreneurship is almost double. And today's youth, 82.5% of our youth They understand that yes, there is a good opportunity to start business in my area. Over 81% think that yes, we have skills and knowledge to start a business. But at the same time, about 62.8% or nearly 63% think that we may have a fear of failure. And it's the responsibility of the institutions working for encouraging innovations in the domain of entrepreneurship. That how can we provide right kind of knowledge, skills and attitude training to those who have that potential, those who are interested, so that they are able to realize their aspirations for entrepreneurial dreams. This is a very, very important point. Two innovations which I would talk about that at EDII we have taken. I think there could be some lessons for MES Garware College also. For last about 26 years, we have been running postgraduate program on entrepreneurship, exclusively on entrepreneurship. It is PGDM-E, PGDM Entrepreneurship, which is accredited, rated, international award winning and all that. 79% of our alumni, they are into business. Two things have added to the successes. One is that we provide industry verticals, about 15 odd industry verticals representing different sectors, whether it is food processing, whether it is media industry, whether it is a SME consultancy or whether agriculture or fintech or edtech. On those chosen themes, we offer to the students and they can select based on 2 or 3 based on their interest. And it is complete guidance is provided on the policy framework, on the schemes, on the incentives, and interaction with the entrepreneurs working in those domains are arranged. Number one. Number two, it's a milestone-based approach. So while it's an educational program and students, like any other graduates, different three terms each year are there, and students aim for scholastic achievements, they get good grades, they aim for good grades, medal, etc. But at the same time, we have understood that there could be certain other milestones that they need to perform or accomplish before they enter into entrepreneurship. Whether it is registering a company or opening a web portal or filing for patent or obtaining patent or entering into a partnership deal or opening a bank account or a PAN, TAN, all those things that they may have to report, they may have to perform. So we have identified about 30 plus milestones, and over 2 years they are provided training, encouraged to achieve these milestones, and based on their performance, we also at the end of the course we provide them funding support, seed fund, grant seed fund, not loan, grant seed fund to start their businesses. And many students have been successful based on that. So while one student maybe so far as scholastic achievement is concerned, maybe the gold medalist, but not necessarily great in terms of the milestone based learning, or it could be other way around. Somebody might be just a second grade or B plus or maybe A minus is scholastic achievement, but maybe number 1 in terms of milestone based approach, and that boosts their confidence and it has helped us. So there are several ways of encouraging innovation within the institution, and the kind of reputation MES Garware has. I am sure that the teachers and the leadership would be certainly encouraging. In fact, I would be interested in coming and interacting with you people personally to benefit myself, that what kind of specific innovations for encouraging students and teachers can be introduced so that we also benefit. With this, I would like to stop here, and all my thanks for giving this opportunity to me. In fact, I was thinking of coming there personally, but because of something very important, I am not able to come. But next time, an opportunity, I would come and meet all of you. Thanks for the kind invitation. Thanks to Dr. Rajiv Majernis and all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shukla, for that unassuming offer to come down to Pune here at our institution. I'm sure we will grab the first ever opportunity to call you on our campus, and our entrepreneurship, innovation and startup cell would be eager to learn from you. We also thank you for showing us a pathway to encourage entrepreneurship on the campus through small initiative like, having this grading system, which is doing, apart from the academics, paying attention to the different milestones. That practical approach definitely should be taken into consideration. The way EDI provides the industry verticals and the full support through industry verticals is something worth definitely imitating. The kind of power-packed information that you shared with us about how India is currently the second one in entrepreneurship proliferation, we definitely would like to be a part of India's success story. A small part might be, and all the kind of inputs that you have given, they show us a pathway, and we ensure, as just a few minutes ago Anandi Patil had said, how industry and academia have to go hand in hand in order to ensure that there are more and more startups. Of course, though we celebrate failures, there should be startup successes as well, and we would like to be a part of that success story through your hand-holding support. Thank you so much for joining us in spite of your paucity of time. You've really added value to our effort for the past 2 days. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. May I request the volunteers to help restore the stage arrangement, please? Any volunteers, please come forward and restore the stage arrangement as we move on with the valedictory session. And here comes the exciting part of the valedictory session, which is giving away the awards, the best paper awards. If at all we are trying to think of the various parameters along which we try to measure the success of our past 2 days of endeavor, one of them could be the kind of academic churning that has happened. And we are proud to tell you that our conference received an overwhelming response, and we received more than 183 papers. And out of those papers, all those papers were presented in concurrent sessions, some online as well as some offline, and they were judged by various distinguished scholars from all the 3 institutions. So we are also happy to right now announce the best paper awards, but we are also happy to announce that all these awards have been specially sponsored by IDFC Bank. So on behalf of IDFC Bank, I would request Janavi ma'am to say a few words before we actually announce the awards.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be here and be a part of this session. So I would like to only mention one thing, कि IDFC Bank would like to be a part of your success. How? Because IDFC is a big promoter for startup accounts. We offer a lot of good features and also offer funding opportunities. So make IDFC as a part of your success story and give us a hand. Thank you so much.
When blessings start pouring and good things starts happening, they really rain on us. This is the second best offer that has happened after EDI. One good news after the other. I think that's another indicator of the success of our conference. Without further ado, I would like to announce the best paper awards one by one. May I request Janavi ma'am to give away those certificates. So, there are no rankings 1, 2, 3, 4, no, but there are total 5 best papers that have been chosen out of all the concurrent online as well as offline sessions. So, first and foremost would be a paper by Mr. Sachin Savak and Dr. Sushmita Nande. I request Sushmita Nande ma'am to accept the certificate. The paper was on navigating the future generative AI and innovation in supply chain management. Unfortunately, Sachin Savak sir is not with us. He is right now in Mumbai, but the co-author, he's online. Wonderful. He's online, so Dr. Sushmita Nande, the co-author, accepts the trophy and the certificate. Thank you so much. For the second page paper, I would like Dr. Poonam Vatharkar, Atharva Deshpande and Madhura Joshi. Yes. I request Shri Pradip Naik sir to give that trophy and the best paper award. Vatharkar, Deshpande and Joshi. Their paper was on impact of cyber victimization on perceived self-image and social anxiety mediating role of emotional intelligence. May I now request Anandi Patil ma'am to give the next Best Paper Award. Sharvi Belsare. Her paper was on evaluating the impact of UI customization on user engagement. And this is from the student category. Okay, the first two were the faculty category. These are student category. So I think she has got co-authors, but I'm so sorry I don't have their data. You're from which college, girls? Okay, these three are MES senior college students. Congratulations to you. May I request Principal Desara sir to give the next Best Paper Award? The Hitesh Motwani. Do you have a co-author also? Okay, please come. Yeah, please mention your college name. Okay, Hitesh Motwani is from Modern College and his paper was on Retail Renaissance, Reawakening through Innovative Omni-Channel Reinvention. And for the last Best Paper, may I request Dr. Vaidya to give the last Best Paper Award. And this paper award goes to Bhavya Bhatt from MEDC Garware College of Commerce. Bhavya Bhatt from MEDC Garware College of Commerce. She is the co-author of the paper titled Innovation and Designing Considering User Diversity. Okay, Dr. Sandeep sir is the co-author. Can you read the topic please for me? Innovation and designing considering web accessibility in social media applications. Yeah, please. Sandeep sir is also available, so he'll join us for the photo. Sir, I request the dignitaries to take their seats. May I also request Shri Pradip Naik sir to give his presidential address as the ending of our valedictory closing remarks.
Namaskar. All the dignitaries on the dais, stalwarts from the industries, academicians, government representatives, students, professors and authors, those who have submitted paper here. I congratulate all you and appreciate your work, support rendered by the knowledge generator partnership by Savitribai Phule Vidyapith, Maharashtra Economic Development Council and BHUI Institute from COAP and sponsor that our IDFC First Bank. It seems that you all have identified the importance of the innovations and the application in the organization. In the technology-driven modern world, it has become very important to conduct research, different walk of life. It will lead us to discoveries, invention and innovations also. No education institute or organization can remain aloof from change favoring innovations. That is why MES Garware College, MES Senior College and IMCC MES have taken a joint lead to find out the innovative ideas and their implementation in organization. The overwhelming response received for the research paper participation of the experts, especially from the industrial sector and the academic sector, and efforts revealed by all of you is the real success of the conference. The outcome of the conference will be high use to take the innovations ahead in the interest of the organization. The modern age is innovations where we need to walk along the path of collective efforts. Organizations provide us an opportunity to come together, work together and deliver together. All these collective efforts are there and should be there to enhance the living standard of the mass with the inclusiveness of the principle. The poor, the downtrodden and the socially and economical backward should get the strength. Nurturing the innovation must have the objective of Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha. Once the objective is set, path goes through saying that the Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, Jai Vignan and now Jai Anusandhan. It is very hard there to understand what to do, how to do and for whom to do. Independently and individually it is not possible to achieve the goal in the world of science, technology, invention and innovation. Collective efforts, ability to work in a team. Building of team is almost importance. Thus, it became an impressive learning for the nation building and the interest of the humanity large. It is, of course, in tune with the National Education Policy 2020. Industry 4.0 along with NEP 2020 will open up all developmental opportunities to have interconnectedness, interdependence and to nurture inter-complementary approach. Best of wishes for all these. I am very happy today since I have got an opportunity to participate in this conference and once again appreciate your all efforts. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Your blessings and words of appreciation always go a long way in boosting our morals. It is the strong support of MES authorities that keeps on encouraging us to take up ever new endeavors. There is a good news that I am here to share with you. Dr. Prakash Dhoka and his organization, the Industrial Metal Powders India Private Limited, has just now, he just received the mail, has just now in the 38th and 39th Western Region Awards won the Star Performer of the Year category award in Basic Iron and Steel Medium Enterprise.
I just explained. I was sitting with SNS and I got a mail. I shared with him and he's smart enough. This is technology. This is our 11th award in succession. Last 11 years, we are getting award for export excellence. This is Star Performance Award for export that we are winning. We are achieving export every year, little higher and higher. Today our exports are 80% of what we do. And high purity iron is 100% exported. It comes back to India from US. मैं चाहता हूँ मेरे से नहीं लेते हैं, US का लेते हैं, but मेरा ही मटेरियल लेते हैं. But that's the fact. That's the fact. So that's the, thank you very much, Kishore ji, for this announcement.
Thank you so much, Dr. Dhoka. I'm sure with the way the world order is changing, with the fact that big countries like US and Japan are experiencing recession, where India has got a very stable kind of inflation, very soon people will start directly buying from India instead of buying from USA. As we come to the end of the end now, may I call upon the convener of the seminar, who has right now got a sense of complete satisfaction because everything is over fruitfully. May I call upon Dr. Tanuja Devi to propose the vote of thanks for this conference.
Thank you, madam. It's indeed pleasure in this beautiful morning, afternoon. Rather, I'm here on behalf of MES Garware College of Commerce, and as a convener of the conference, it is my honor and privilege to extend my heartfelt gratitude all of you for bringing a part of this insightful gathering. Very first and foremost, a special note of gratitude to our parent body, Maharashtra Education Society, for their constant financial support and encouraging words that keep us motivated. Thank you very much to all the dignitaries from MES parent body. We extend our heartfelt thanks to the organizing committee, that is our pillars, the principals of three institutes, MES Garware College of Commerce, MES Senior College and IMCC, for their meticulous planning and directions to encouraging and directing for success to this conference. I express my gratitude towards our esteemed guests, distinguished speakers and industry experts. Your presence had added immense value to this conference, and we are truly grateful to have you at this conference. I know few speakers actually got really a little time, and I'm sure in the next coming days we'll be connecting them and we'll be inviting them once again. So let me just express a little sorry for that. Our mentors, our knowledge partners, EDII, MEDC, BAU, C4I4, SPPU played a pivotal role in making this conference possible. Without their support, this was not possible, and they were instrumental in fostering this particular collaboration. I am really thank you to them. Appreciating is also a due to our supporters, IDFC Bank, for sponsoring the prizes and participating in the conference. Our sincere thanks to all the staff members who work tirelessly behind the scenes, managing logistics, coordinating sessions, ensuring the smooth experience of all the audience, executing the presentations, arranging the stage in the perfect manner. So thank you all the staff members from all the three institutes. Let's not forget the gratitude towards our technical teams. From their institute, they have taken a lot of efforts for creating virtual presence and connecting the participants from on a click from across the globe. So thank you very much, the technical team. These are the students from journalism, and they have taken a lot of efforts to make this happen and connecting the people on one click. So thank you very much. We are also grateful to the food committee members for providing us tasty food on time. Your hospitality must be appreciated. A big thank you to dear students, volunteers from all the parent institutes, partner institutes, that is Garware College of Commerce, IMCC, MA Senior College and Department of Journalism for contributing in the making this event successful. A special thanks to all my volunteers for set up a small startup stalls. They are the growing stars in the journey of innovation. So very much thank you to Shri Madam and COEP Bhau because they have set up a lot of stalls for startup innovations. Thank you very much. In conclusion, it is not seen as end, but I can see that this is the beginning, and this is the beginning of collaboration, friendship, and ideas that have potential to shape the future. Thank you very much. Thank you all for being the part of this incredible journey. Before I say the program is over, I would like to request Manjiri to recite Pasayada. I request all the members to sit for.
That's okay. Just the idea stuck that let us sing to our spirit of nationalism. Let us recite Jana Gana Mana to mark the end of our ceremony. I request all the audience to stand up, and lest the piety of the moment is lost at the end, let me declare and request all the faculty members and volunteers to join us on stage for the customary group photo at the end of this Jana Gana Mana. For reciting that, may I request Manjiri Moghe to lead the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंग विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंग तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तब जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे भारत माता की जय.
All the faculty members are requested to come on the stage for a group photo. Volunteers, please come on the stage so that immediately after the faculty members, we can click the photo of volunteers. All the 3 colleges volunteers are requested to come to the backstage. Faculties, please join fast. All the 3 colleges faculties are requested to come on the stage.
Faculty members from all 3 colleges, volunteers from all 3 colleges are requested to quickly join on the stage for the customary group photo that marks the end of the conference. Faculty members, please quickly join. Volunteers everywhere from all 3 colleges, join quickly. Okay, the number seems to be teaming, so let us have 2 separate photographs, one with faculty and one with volunteers. Okay, volunteers, please stay a little bit in the wings. There is the
खालून जावं इकडनं नका जाऊ कॅमेरा खालून जावं खालून बंद कर आणि काय कर मीटिंग होती की पण इकडे रेकॉर्डिंग चालू आहे.